Welcome to the Uncle Hack Podcast, where dudes pretty much just talk dude shit.
So much cool. Look at you. You look like the new Joe Rogan podcast in Austin, and I look like the casting couch. What's happening right now? Are we even in the same room right now?
Can
we talk? Could you touch so we can prove? Yeah, there. See, we're in the same frame.
Okay, yeah. So
Hello.
that way they know that we're in the same room.
Yeah.
Right
on. This is not one of those Zoom shows that everyone's doing. Right
No. Have you been doing any of that?
No. I have self-esteem.
Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
You did do the one show in the parking lot.
Parking lot.
How did that go?
Dude, West Edmonton Mall parking lot, drive-in show for the comic strip. At that point, we were, 2 months of no stand-up, so I was getting desperate.
Yeah.
And I'll take a paycheck. I don't care. Let's do it.
Whatever it is.
And you know what, man? I came up with the idea myself. Now I know there was other people around the world that thought of drive-in comedy shows, but I said it early on my cast with Todd, and I said, I want to do my special, filmed through the dash of an old Nova,
Yeah.
drive-in style.
Yeah.
And I do my special, it's called Gridlock, because it's just a sea of cars, right? Beep, 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 right? It sounded cool on paper until I did it. And the thing that you don't realize is your microphone is hooked up to an FM transmitter. Everyone's windows had to be all the way up, they were told, because of transmission of the disease. Right?
Yeah.
So they had to tune into 95.7, right? So that'd come through their speakers. And then if they laughed in their car, they were told to honk their horn. Beep, 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 beep. So the whole time you're trying to do a setup to a joke and people are late on the horn, they beep, beep, beep. It was that part was okay. That was manageable. At least there was some sort of feedback. But what we didn't think about was when I'm headlining, right? So there's 45 minutes of openers before me.
Yeah.
By the time I got on stage, people's batteries were dying because it was just on accessory.
Yeah.
And they're getting warning lights. So everyone had to start vroom, 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 firing up their engines mid-set. And it's Edmonton, so it's all F-650 Thunder diesels, all revving, black smoke in the air. I got high beams in the face. It was...
It was a story for the books. Eh?
It was, man. At least it gave me... an experience. I do it for the story, man. That's kind of how.
Yeah, that is true.
Live life, right? Do it for the story, get the experience, talk about it on a podcast in some
weird studio downtown Edmonton. Yeah. Now, did the stories that matter for those that don't know?
Okay,
let's get into this because I've been dying to talk about it with you. Yeah. Brett goes out, and do you seek these people? Do you find, or they come to you? Are you sucking the crazy out of them? I'm just gonna fix this mic is a condenser, so we're just gonna go like that.
It's a condenser,
Yeah,
bud?
it's a beer. Yeah, man, fuck. Got it on Amazon, bud.
So what was wrong before? It was too, I was speaking into the top. I got to be speaking into the side?
Yeah.
Oh,
now
okay.
we are.
So did I sound like I was in a tuna can the whole first couple
It
minutes?
might have picked up, but we got some guys that know audio.
We got some guys on it?
Yeah, we got some fellas.
To answer your question, man, no, you cannot rush stories that matter. You can't go looking for it.
No.
They come to you. And
okay.
the demand far outweighs the supply. I can't produce enough of these. People are like, when's the next one? And I'm sorry, if I go hunting for it, then it throws off the whole credibility of the whole piece.
Yeah, okay.
All I do is I wait until, last night, man, we were hanging, and you got a pretty good example of, how quickly
things can escalate, hey?
Yes. And all it takes is just a voice. You hear someone's voice go a little louder than casual society's level,
Yeah, like room noise.
Yeah. You hear a peak on the condenser mic,
Yeah.
And that's when your attention should peak. You should look over. Now, especially Jasper Ave, where we're sitting right now.
Oh, content
All right.
gold mine.
I know. Now, I haven't done a lot of Jasper Ave. I'm from Calgary.
Right.
Okay. But I know this is where you'd go. And actually, after this cast, I would love to walk around and see what we can find.
I would more than be happy to do so with you.
Most people's tendency, man, when there's a homeless person or anyone acting crazy or any sort of confrontation is to just not even look at it and walk by and be silent and don't even address it. That's how most people were raised, not even look at it. Crazy guy comes on the train. What does everyone do? Put it on their phone, right? I'm the opposite. Like when I hear that, that's my flame. I'm the moth and I flutter over and I'm like, yes, tell me about it. And the trick is whatever crazy they're on, just come in on their side and you'll be their pal. Don't worry about getting punched in the face or whatever if you're on their team. Mm-hmm. So if they're yelling about whatever, you come in, you go, you know what? You're right, man. They can't do that to you. You're right. And they're like, yeah, you're fucking right. They can't do that to me. And blah, blah, blah. And they just open up and you're just sitting there with the camera and you're like, come on, tell me the story.
Give me some grit, hey?
Yeah.
Right down to the nitty gritty.
No,
you go ahead.
No.
What would be the what's the best one? What's the one that stands out the best for you right now?
It's subjective, man. Everyone's got to figure. Like, there's people that really like the Ottawa girl with the cobra tattoo on her chest.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It really was about nothing, but yeah, that's some people's favorite. Other people like the guy in his underwear on top of the shipping container. I like that homeless guy Andy who was just making bird sounds. So I just started making bird sounds to get on his level, and then he invited me right in.
Oh,
so he's like, and I went, and he looked over at me and went, "That's a caw. That's a caw sound." And he went, "Pee, pee." He's like, "That's the bird I'm doing. You're doing a caw. You're doing it wrong." And I'm like, "All right." And then he looked at me and went, "You got big nostrils. You smell good." And then I'm in. And I'm in. You know, now we're talking.
You got big nostrils. You
smell good? I smell all right. He's like, "You got chest hair?" Yeah. He's like, "These are my friends, Andrea and David." There's 2 trees next to him. Two of his friends that passed away. And then he would pour out a little beer on the one tree. And I was like, "No beer for Andrea?" He's like, "She doesn't drink." I'm like, "All right, man. Like, this is what I'm talking about."
Oh, man. That is a content gold mine right there.
And people like, there's this one big page in Calgary that wants me to start doing this, like, microphone in my hand style.
Yeah.
And I'm telling them no. Like, that is not the piece. I'm not doing, what's this Instagram account everyone keeps referring me to?
All gas, no brakes.
See, you knew it right away. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like what he does. But my footage is better because they don't know the camera's on.
Yeah.
So they're being themselves, 100% authentic.
It's not that amplified craziness, you know?
They're not, because there's a camera, they're not acting out like, "Oh, girls gone wild, spring break." They're not doing any of that shit.
Let's go. That kind of frat boy shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is entertaining, and obviously the channel has done much better than mine. We're just starting here, but...
Hey, ground zero right now.
Right. And that's fitting to say that on Jasper Ave. Ground zero. Yeah, man, I don't want to do I don't even want to be a part of the piece. Like, you hear my voice in it sometimes asking questions just to flesh the story out.
Yeah.
But my theory is, like, I'm not the star of the piece. I'm a stand-up comedian. That's where I'm the star.
Yeah.
In that segment.
You're not a fame whore.
No, this segment, how dare I think I can follow these people, their story. They're clearly the star. If you're pouring out beer for your dead friend Andrea, okay, what am I going to say to top that? That's the piece. So as a journalist, you know, there is no ego in it. There is no ego. It is a story that matters. It's not a person it's a story. I have a lot of fun with it. And dude, man, my girlfriend gets texts like from her friends.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "I'm pretty sure I just saw your boyfriend talking to a homeless guy on the street."
Shut up. That's
doing
like these are
bird
real
sounds.
texts.
And she'll be like, "Yeah, that's him." Yeah, that sounds like him. It's a passion. It's so fun to do for me, man. Even if I don't get the footage, like, whatever.
Oh my God.
Last night we called it, man. We called it.
Yeah.
We also realized that me and you have a lot in common.
Yeah, that was actually quite strange.
Speaking of my girlfriend's name, Talitha. Yours?
Takana
and Talitha.
Yeah.
We said we were one word off of a Harry Potter spell. Mm-hmm. Talitha, Takana, Mevadosa.
We both found out our grandfathers are fans of black prostitutes.
You can't make that up.
No, like that is...
I was laughing in bed thinking about that last night because when 2 guys get to know each other, how did that come out so quickly? 2 women getting to know each other for the first time, that is something you bury deep in the closet. That comes out year 3, year 4.
A little later down the road.
And it's attached to like pain. Like, well, it's just, I'm sensitive to it because my grandfather brought over a black prostitute. and I saw the look in my mother's eyes, and I never wanted to feel that pain, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But we came out of the gate with it.
Yeah.
And
those are bonding building blocks I think in a dude's world.
yeah.
Those are stories that matter.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. We had that. We had the black prostitutes. Yeah, man.
And then we had a nice little interaction with those fine women that, like sometimes maybe you need a guy in the street to stir up the pot a little bit, you know? Like I would be more than happy to help
You're a
with
stir
it.
stick, all right.
Yeah, I'd like to get in there like those ladies like, oh, can
Stir
we
your little jewel.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, stir it up and get the moment that it's like, yeah, well, how did you guys sit here? Well, we just do what we want. Well, yeah, we'll do what we want too.
Yeah.
And
No
that-
one was sitting them, so it was like a mother in charge of like 8 little chickadees that were following her, young girls, 19, 20.
She also was on a heater, won $130 off $40.
Yeah, see,
On a big
you
heater.
got the right ears, man. You're listening to the right things.
Mm-hmm.
That's what matters, man. When I'm at dinner with my girlfriend and she's talking about her day, if that happens off to the side, she has to know that like you got to put a pause on that. This is now. You can tell me this story whenever. This is now. And so she's up 1:30. She sits down with the girls. And what did the waitress tell her? Sorry, it's too late. The kitchen's closed.
And that's when
I looked at you. I went, here we go.
this is going to get good.
You could tell by her haircut there was going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's
was-
the distinct. It was a little more flashy than the average Karen, I would say. Had a little more bang, a little more fluff.
Yeah.
But it's that two-tone. I don't know what to call it. Like the dye. You know what I mean? Little blonde, brunette,
I call
little
it
mixture.
the Home Sense haircut.
yeah.
It comes with a pack of throw pillows.
Yeah.
You know?
This is the type of woman that'll sit in a condo board meeting.
Thank you, do condo board ladies. Fuck, this
Yeah.
is the bane of my existence.
Oh, do you live in a condo down in Calgary?
Yeah.
So do I. I live in one in Sherwood Park, and you don't get any whiter than Sherwood Park.
No, you do not.
No, there's some white people.
There's some money there, though, at least.
Yeah,
Which means, actually, yeah, they're more snobby about everything.
everything. And by my aesthetic, you can tell that I'm not in the ritzier part of the white culture.
They'll say you're lowering the property value just by being there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I come with like Busch Light cans, not rosé. That's
Not a Grenache from Argentina.
no. Not a fancy wine.
That's awesome. They just hear the tick, tick, tick on the top of the can, and they're fucking calling the cops on you.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's shotgunning beers again in the parking lot.
Dude. I don't know. Let's talk about this lady first. We'll get into condo board ladies. But yeah, so
Okay.
I knew she was going to be that breed cut from that cloth when they said, we've closed the kitchen. You know, the manager of the restaurant says, we've closed the kitchen. And then she goes to her watch and she just starts looking at it. As if like the manager's going to be like, oh, fuck, she's got a watch. All right, I guess we can't lie to her. All right, kitchen's still open.
Run this bitch. Fire up the grill again.
So she looks at the watch. That's why I looked at you and I went, here we go. And actually, pass me my phone. We got a little bit of it.
Do we?
Yeah. And
Oh, right. Yeah. You got
yeah.
it.
Now, and I even said to her, I was like, you know what? It's my night off. I'm off the clock. I'm not even recording this one. And she starts flaring up right away. She goes, well, are you still serving drinks? She says, which I really liked because it was almost like in the court of law. She didn't come out with her accusation. She made them say it. She goes, are you serving drinks? And they go, yes. And then she goes, aha. And she slams the book on it.
Gotcha.
She goes, AGLC dictates. Now she starts quoting the law. And this is where it picks up here. So she's talking AGLC. And then...
Okay, there has to be somewhere here that you can get food.
You can raise the concern, madam. You can raise
Okay.
the concern of the customer.
I will, for sure. Thank you.
For sure.
Well, if you want to start throwing AGLC laws at me, I can throw AGLC laws at you too. If you're going to get us drunk, you have to supply us food.
They do, don't they? Food
Yes.
and alcohol at the same time?
100%.
Yeah.
So there's an example of like, now I'm already on her side. So then when I go find her in the casino later, and of course I go find her in the casino later,
Did you get more material out of her?
Yeah. Let's listen to what she says here.
We didn't see this part sitting at dinner last night.
No, it wasn't much, man, but it's just a nice example.
Did they get you the food? They cut me off the other week like that.
So the security, I was like, hey, where can I find food in this establishment?
Yeah.
And they're sending me down to the restaurant that's telling me that they're closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have vending machines.
Oh, they actually told you to go to the vending machine?
Yeah.
That's a loophole.
Yeah. That's
A
a
little
loophole.
bag of chips.
And the law says that you have to serve food with alcohol.
AGLC's law is if you are serving alcohol, you have to provide food.
That is any law. Any
That
law.
is-
That is law by
yes.
law.
Yeah.
I like how you guys walked in. What did you announce to the girls? We do what we want, girls. We do what we want, girls.
Well, no, we just wanted to get some food.
And the girls did not get what they wanted.
No, we did not get what we wanted.
What I don't like is how all the young girls who were embarrassed by their mom's behavior
Are then now.
so they're being bred by this mother hen. And now they're like, yeah, and it's any law. It actually applies to any law and blah, blah, blah. And now they're going to be the problem in 10 years.
Yeah,
It's not good.
No, and once you get in that route, once you start throwing the AGLC laws around, man, you're trapped. You're trapped.
Yeah.
It's a long road of, being just a street lawyer, if you will.
I can get into that. Yeah, she's definitely on her condo board, man. I know people that just live by the letter of the law. Dude, I live with the guy. My roommate
Yeah.
is a total vigilante.
He is also a part of the stories that matter, or he just
I don't know, man. Like, I respect his moves, but then sometimes I question just how aggressive he is about it. I'll give you a few examples.
I was going to ask for one here.
Of course. So one time, for example, now he doesn't drive. Now this is the big problem because whenever there's like a cyclist or pedestrian versus vehicle scenario, like he doesn't even understand the other side of it because
Right.
he's never driven a vehicle.
Never in his life.
No. He actually grew up in Edmonton trailer park, and never had to have a vehicle. Hey, that says it all. Right?
There it is.
Yeah.
Shut case.
Shut case. So he's walking to Walmart one day, as you do.
Well, when you come from a trailer park in Edmonton.
Where you fuel.
This is the bougie center.
Yeah. So he's hitting the town, as he calls it. He's hitting the big city. He's going to the Walmart Supercenter. Woo!
Yeah.
Roll back.
All and this one has groceries in it, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fresh produce. He doesn't even make it to the produce. He's walking. He sees on the outside of the Walmart a truck parked in the fire lane. Like underneath the Walmart sign, away from the doors, up against the building, clearly marked fire lane. Lots of room, okay? I don't know. I don't really care, personally, when I see that. I go,
Guy's probably in the truck. right?
whatever. No, guy gets out of the truck.
Oh.
He starts walking into the Walmart. So my roommate picks up the pace, catches up to him. The first words out of his mouth, he goes, "Hey, sir." Guy turns around, he goes, "Are you retarded?"
Bold statement to come out of the gate with.
The guy goes, huh? He goes, "It says fire lane. You're parked in the fire lane. Are you retarded?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, I'm retarded." And he just avoids the confrontation, walks into the Walmart Supercenter. This story is not over. My roommate then, hot pursuit, follows him, okay? The guy walks left, okay? My roommate takes a hard right straight to customer service.
Oh.
He walks to customer service. They go, "Hi, sir, how can we help you?" He goes, "Yeah, I just got a question. Do you guys allow criminals to shop in your store?" She's like, "I'm sorry, what? What are you talking about?" He goes, "You have a guy parked in the fire lane shopping in your store. I just wanted you to know about that. Try to remove him, please." This is what fuels him. Now, that's too much. I think that's way too much.
That's a bold statement to call this man a criminal.
But he also, I don't know, man, on the other side of the coin, in the very same Walmart, he's one of these guys who he pays attention to what the sticker says in the aisle. If it is $6.97, he remembers that. If it is $6.98 at the till, if it is off by a penny, he knows the Retail Code Council, the Retail Council of Canada. Okay, he knows the code. He's talking AGLC.
Yeah.
He'll quote it. He knows that if the sticker price does not match what comes through, you are entitled to that product for free up to $10 in value. If it exceeds $10, you get $10 off.
This is some
This
next
is straight
level.
up. This applies to all big branch chain stores across Canada, all of them. Even small convenience stores this applies to.
Wow.
It must match. Now, the scam is not over yet, because if you say in the moment, actually, I think that's wrong, they can then correct it in the moment, and then you're not going to get shit. What he does is he just smiles and he sees the wrong price go through and he happily pays. And then he takes his bags and he walks 3 steps right to customer service and goes, "This is wrong. It's now free." And they're like, "Huh?" And he just, if they don't have the code printed on the counter, he will pull it up on his phone and be like, "RCC, Retail Council of Canada. Here's your store listed on the 1,400 chains across Canada. Here's the rules."
Wow.
One time he got me free yogurt. He looked at me. He went, "Your yogurt's free if you want." And I went, "All right, do it." And I walked away. I couldn't be a part of the mess, you know? I just watched from a distance while he fucking flailed his arms at customer service. And
I would like to know the accumulated time this man has spent at a customer service desk.
He's getting paid for his time.
I guess, yeah, at the end of the day, he's saving a little
He's not
bucks.
spending an hour. He's spending minutes, and he's getting $10. So really, the hourly rate, I think he's making more than half of your listeners out in the field.
Yeah, just by, having quite the memory and knowing the AGLC book.
And doing it right, not catching it at the till, doing it at customer service, doing the scam properly.
Now, did he have to go through a bit of a process to figure this all out, or he knew this right out of the gate? Was this handed down to him?
I don't know, man. I've only known him for, 3-4 years now. So I don't know where, again, trailer park, Edmonton, case shut.
Boom.
Yeah.
Sold. And how did, what was the interview process to have this man as a roommate?
Well,
I imagine he's a tough bargainer.
No, he is. It's weird because so the owner of Yuck Yuck's comedy club in Calgary, where that's my home club, I'm always working there.
Yeah.
And the owner was like, "Oh, we're moving to Edmonton actually at the time, and we need to find renters for our place," which was across the street, this gorgeous apartment, condo, or whatever you want to call it. And she's like, "We need renters." And just in the moment, I was like, already looking to move. And I'm like, "Oh, I'll take it, but I need to pair up with someone." And then Tyler, the cook, right now my roommate, he's cooking and he perks up. He hears it. He goes, "What place?" And then we just paired up. We're like, me, you. Okay, cool. We're in.
Yeah.
And the only relationship we ever had was he cooked wings for me, and they were good. And I would be like, "Your wings are better than anyone else's wings." He'd be like, "Thank you." I'm like, "You want to live together for 4 years?" He's like, "Okay."
Yeah. How most friendships start.
Yeah,
roommate
other than that,
situations.
we're cool. I mean, we've had a couple quarantine incidents, as everyone has.
Ooh.
Quarantine quarrels, I call them.
Quarantine quarrels.
We had some lesbians fighting down the hall the other day.
Oh, man.
I got footage of that.
Of course.
Come on. Man.
I wish I would have been smarter in the moment. I've seen some good domestics out with my condo door, if you will, heading out into the parking lot.
Good domestics.
Oh, buddy.
It's like you're an alcohol salesman. These are good domestics. Here's our imported. What do you call a domestic dispute between like a white guy and a Filipino wife? Is that an imported? Is that domestic
It's
dispute?
a blend.
Or
It's
is
a
imported
good
dispute?
southern blend. Oh, yeah. There was one guy, he had a complete meltdown.
Yeah.
It looked like it was a good shopping day, maybe a West Ed trip from Sherwood Park over to West Ed.
Okay.
And I'm thinking she spent a little more than what was in the budget because there was a lot of bags. And he was a little upsetty spaghetti that he had to now then carry those bags up. And then that was the straw that broke the camel's back. What? And
that's a man's job to carry up the groceries.
This is just retail shopping. Like a lot of clothes. She was out shopping and
whatever. Bags are bags.
Bags are bags.
A
okay.
man carries the bags.
This particular day, this guy had enough. I think he had enough of carrying those fucking bags up that goddamn set of stairs, and he had to let it be known in the whole parking lot.
Whoa.
Door opens, I kick my feet up and just kind of tune in, and dial in. It's free radio, free real estate, and I think the peak of it was like. He did a walk-off. He made her carry those bags. So I think, I don't know if they're still together to this day, but it was a great listen.
Yeah.
It was a great listen.
All I'll say is next time, get the footage.
Yeah, now I know. And I will gladly hand it over to
Like
the
I'm
stories
about to
that
do. Yeah, so this is, I hear some commotion in the hallway, and I'm out there immediately. This is, hold on here. Let's, okay.
Here's what quarantine sounds like. Quarantine, day 14. Whatever it is, people can't take it.
Yeah, I don't know if we go through this whole thing, but yeah. How do you know what my sister's doing, you asshole? And she got booted, man. Now there's a new girl living there. But this was, what was the date on this? March 31st, man. This was only like a month into this.
That's fresh. So it's been sitting in the gut for a while. And then you got to spend a little time with them, and the pot boils over.
It was brewing, man, much like your baggage guy. He had too much emotional baggage he was already carrying. He's like, I'm not carrying these physical bags.
No, it's done. It's over.
Yeah.
This wasn't in quarantine, but I did hear someone down the hall. There was, it was another nice little domestic yelling match where she took the upper hand. And what was she yelling? Oh, it was something about... he was texting his grandma and not paying attention to why some sort of VeggieTales was on television or something. And she's mad that there was no Christianity in the family. I think he's like, well, I'm Native. Like, I don't believe in Christianity. And that just, boom, that sent her over the edge. I wish I would have recorded that one because it was good. Yeah. It was really good.
Yeah, we're going to get some stories after this.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. Do you live with anyone?
No, currently live by myself, so it's quite peaceful in my place.
So I'll give you, me and Tyler, we've been buds. It's all good. But, close quarters, it's going to affect anyone.
100%.
Also, he lost his job at the casino and stuff like that, so it's, a few things. But I'll give you an example. One day I just walk in. Now, oftentimes, I put my key into the deadbolt, and I turn it, and it's already unlocked. And I go, fuck, I should have just turned the handle. So now what I do is I squeeze the handle before just to check, and then put the key in just to save myself some time. Because 33% of the time, the door is open anyways because he got home before me.
Right.
I don't need to explain myself here. But anyways, I opened the door as such. And we're this is now maybe April, May. And he's just sitting across the room with his legs crossed by the patio, smoking a joint. And he's just like, he looks at me. He goes, I love how every time you come home, you try to turn the knob before it's even unlocked. What the fuck are you doing? I just put my hands in the air. I was like, whoa. Should I walk in again? Do you want to try this again? Should we do this over? He's like, well, you fucking loosening the door. You keep jiggling the handle, right? It's locked. Use the key. I go, man, I don't know. You just come home before me usually, so it's usually open 1/3 of the time. I don't know how this is a problem, And then just little things like that. Then we played Call of Duty one day, and you're bored when you're playing Call of Duty fucking on Xbox 360, split screen.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah, what are we doing? And so we're doing these waves of guys. We're on the same team. We got to shoot through all these guys coming, right?
Zombies or whatever.
Not zombies, but yeah, same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then at the end of each wave, it gives you your stats, who killed how many, right? And accuracy, headshots, all that shit. So we're playing, and now I'm definitely a better Call of Duty player than him, okay? I used to, when I was in high school, I would do free-for-all. I'd go 30-0 in those matches. I really cared, right? So I still have a little bit of the muscle memory. So...
It happens to be a
humble brag. Did I just slide in a 30-0 stat there?
Yeah, I think you did.
Oh, wow.
Good. When you're a top level athlete like that, you have to, those humble kind of pats on the shoulder. This is
Yeah.
what I used to do.
I was actually in Gamer Score. You know what that is? Like Xbox Gamer Score?
No.
Like achievements?
Yeah, no.
I was ranked 13th in Alberta in 2010.
Not a big deal.
No, a loser.
Oh,
Loser.
like bad? Like, and I guess like you're saying yourself
It
as a
doesn't
loser,
mean you're
but
good
like,
at the video games. It means that you play all of them and you go and collect all the collectibles and you open up your laptop and you try to do all the achievements. Like that's what I was doing in high school instead of shotgunning beers and getting laid. You know, I was blowing.
I was doing zero getting laid, but shotgunning a lot
Okay.
of beers.
All right.
That's-
Both of us losers. I
Yeah,
guess.
super losers.
So it doesn't even. That's pointless. Anyways, we get to the end of near the end of the round, and then his screen is flashing red. He's taking a lot of fire, right? And he almost dies, but he gets through the wave, and he gets mad. He goes, "Fuck, man! Way to leave all the guys for me." Oh. Now I'm so like that Karen in the video where like I just ask the questions that need to be asked. I'm not gonna fire back at you.
No.
And say, well,
Level.
I actually killed more guys than you. Like, I'm not going to do any of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go, oh, did you? What did the screen at the end of the wave say?
Oh.
Did you see it? He goes, yeah, I did see it. And
Little twist of the sword.
I go, then what was it? He goes, 11-11. 11 kills to 11. We both had 11 kills. And you said, way to leave all of the guys for me. So that's a real tough one for me. It's like, do you decide to twist the knife or not? Do you be like, well, the English language says that the word all doesn't apply here. He's 11-11. If it was, let's say, I don't know, 14-7. Now you're getting into the territory of like you have an argument, but you are a ways off of that.
You can lean into it a little.
Again, I don't know why this argument matters at all, but to know that like because of quarantine, this was a real fight. You know?
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
The complete polar opposite is me sitting in my house going completely bonkers.
Yeah.
Insane. Calling people I haven't talked to in years. They don't give a shit what I'm doing, and nor do I give a fuck what they're doing. But
Yeah.
it's like, like,
Yeah.
well, pick up the phone and call the people that matter. None of them really matter. I haven't talked to them since, some of them, high school. 2 years out of high school. Hey, the fuck you been doing? And then
you're
it's
29 now?
Yeah, I'm 29.
Yeah, too late to do this. Call. What are you doing?
Way, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm like inside my own head and be like, I haven't talked to anybody and fuck, Christ, it feels like days, but it's been like 3 hours. There's no human interaction. I would go to the grocery store and just kind of like basically do some stories that matter.
But just for you.
Just for me, just to get some
Yeah.
interaction. And like I would throw out the old 5G, and like try and get that going and just to see what will happen.
Dude, it's embarrassing, but I briefly fell for the 5G conspiracy.
I did.
Yeah?
I did.
Can we
yeah.
compare notes on that?
Yeah.
Because first wave, I learned that this stat, that the 5G frequency affects the oxygen particles surround. So oxygen has these atoms around it in the ring, okay? I saw it on a whiteboard in high school. I believe them, okay? So it says one of those electrons or whatever on the outer ring is fucked with, so now it can't bond with your hemoglobin in your blood as well. Thus, people are having a harder time breathing, and then that ties with the whole COVID's a respiratory problem, that 5G's making it worse, right?
Yeah.
So for a good week, I'm spreading this fact around like it is a fact. And then I learned the real. Now, what did you hear about it?
Well, I'm not slick with the science terms, so I left that
I said
out.
hemoglobin.
Yeah, that's beyond my vocabulary.
Yeah.
But I got into a lot of the propaganda that was coming out of China, of people dropping in the streets. I was getting into that part of YouTube somebody that is sitting alone shouldn't get into.
People have been dropping in the streets in China since the beginning of China. It's a workhorse country, man. Yeah. If you don't drop in the streets, it's almost like that one phys ed teacher or your one like football coach that took it too seriously. He's like, we run till we puke.
Oh yeah.
What, that guy? We
Yeah.
run till we puke? Dude, we're in grade 8. Fuck off.
Yeah,
I'm
like-
growing. You're stunting my growth right now. Fuck off. No, we run till you puke or you're not on the basketball team, Brett. I went through that.
Yeah.
That's China.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with 5G, but okay.
Not nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And then it started slowly. Then that kind of like tailed off into the QAnon kind of stuff. Did you ever go down that rabbit hole?
No. Fill me in.
Ooh, okay. So
That's a hacker, right?
no, that you're thinking of Anonymous, I
Oh,
believe.
okay,
But
okay.
QAnon started on the website 4chan, and like there was somebody like leaking information, right? Like Donald Trump is the new patriot that's going to save the planet because he's going against all the world elites and he's taking down. There's a lot of strings in this web,
Yeah.
and it's tough to tie together. But luckily, you have me here to
Oh, yes.
bring you
Luckily,
in.
we all have you.
Yes.
Yes.
And so QAnon now
Mm-hmm.
gives you little pieces of information. It's like a little mystery hunt for the internet. So they'll just drop a little something on you, right? Like it'll be like some quotation, and then they'll put like numbers in there, and they give it to you to all these lunatics to dissect. And now people run wild with this on Twitter. And like, I don't know if you've ever hopped on any of Ellen's posts and be like, yeah, like the adrenochrome and all that kind of shit.
Ellen's post?
Yeah, when Ellen throws something on the gram or Twitter or anything, you'll see a string of people being like, you fucking child predator, you're drinking children's blood. It's like some Alex Jones type shit, but take Alex Jones and go a few floors above him.
They did a study, man. Drinking younger people's blood actually is healthy. They found out. I read that study, and it's like, obviously it's wrong to do, but there was medical benefits to because of the whatever's in the blood, other than hemoglobin. I'm running out of scientific terms here, but
It's a lot of photosynthesis that happens between the body, you know?
right.
You pick it.
Stomata.
Yeah.
The stomata opens. Yes, the meniscus forms on the top of the glass. That's the curvature of the liquid.
There's an Achilles tendon tied in there somewhere.
You bet your ass there is. Giddy up, Jerry. Yeah. Okay, so 5G, and then so here I can explain why this is not a conspiracy. Okay, so 5G, on the spectrum of waves in general. Okay, you have visible light is in the middle of the waves. The super high frequency stuff is gamma rays. That's hurtful to the body. Okay, X-rays and stuff like that.
Right.
Anything pretty much past visible light can affect the body. On the other side of visible light is where we have our microwaves, our cordless phones, TV, radio. Okay, that doesn't affect us because, again, it's on the safe side of visible light on the spectrum.
Okay.
So the theory is that 5G was too high frequency and it was hurting. But really, 5G, there's only so much room on this bandwidth to broadcast your stuff. Okay?
Right.
So radio had to buy their bandwidth, this frequency. TV had to buy this one. 3G, 4G have to be on their own frequencies. 5G is taking over what used to be antenna TV. Antenna is no longer, so that frequency opened up on the channel. So now they can use that real estate, if you will. Again, it is on the safe, free real estate. It is on the safe side of visible light. Therefore, does not affect your hemoglobin. Thank you for attending my TED Talk today.
Fuck, man. Is there nothing you don't do?
That's 6 months of inside for you.
Wow.
There you go.
We have a comedian, journalist, scientist.
Can we reverse it, please? Journalist, comedian.
Sorry. Forgive me. Forgive me. Journalist by day,
Yeah,
comedian by night,
yeah.
scientist through quarantine.
That's beautiful.
You don't. You can't.
I don't disappoint.
No, when you shoot, it's a direct hit.
I also feel like I have this tidbit that I should talk about because I think your listeners are into the strip club, right?
Big time.
That's kind of like your, I don't know.
We're advocates.
Church? This is your church?
Yeah, like it's a 7-day service, right?
Of course.
and you can attend sermon whenever you would like. You know,
Okay, all right. We're gonna get to a lot of things here. First of all, how does your girlfriend feel about you going to the strip club?
Well, I'm gonna let you shoot from the hip and guess what she is.
Yes, that's awesome. That's great. Oh, that's the best answer you could have said.
Eh?
That's awesome.
So,
Okay, so not to one up you, but gonna.
oh,
My mom was a stripper.
for real?
For real, and not just any ordinary stripper. My mother, here in Alberta. Now, she toured across Canada, but this was her home province.
Okay.
She was Miss Stag Exotica Canada 5 years in a row. Your Oilers won 4 championships in the 80s. My mom took home 5.
Wow.
Okay? She's a fucking dynasty. She was the best at what she did. And I'm fucking proud of her.
Wow.
Okay, now also I want to just quickly clean her up a little bit here, right? Because there's a lot of preconceived notions people have about strippers, right? And you're dating one, so you know all about this,
Yes.
right? That they have a tendency to all just be like drug addicts, and they're all tattooed up and drunk all the time and shit like that. My mom was none of these things. She didn't drink, okay? Not even a tattoo on her, nothing. She just was good at dancing, and she made money, hand over fist.
Man.
She was good. And it all started because
fuck.
my dad literally had a male stripper friend, okay? Guy that kind of looked like you, to be honest, okay?
I don't know if that's
You
good
do look
or
like a
bad.
guy straight out of the 80s with that fucking, the mullet, the mustache, right?
Yeah.
Now, this guy's name was Don. Now, Don Foucault at the time was a male entertainer.
Is that a stage name or a real
No,
name?
straight up, Don Foucault.
that is a handle.
It is. At Don Foucault. Now, Don Foucault, he had a bit of a bod on him. He was looking good. The ladies liked him. So he said,
One could say he doesn't Foucault around in the gym.
Hey, right?
Gotcha.
So he's thinking, I got to monetize this whole operation God gave me.
Right.
Now, instead of, this is 1985, so he's not going to do an OnlyFans. He's not doing a private Snapchat or selling his feet on Instagram.
No, you had to put in that pavement work.
You had to get the phone off the wall and call the fucking strip club and be like, can I come show this bod off? And they'd be like, all right, amateur nights on Tuesday, try
Straight
it out.
on in.
So he started, and he was doing okay. He started making good money. He was doing private gigs for ladies, you can only imagine.
Yeah.
So then my dad is like telling my mom this story, and he's like, well, you're good looking. Like, why don't you try to be a stripper? And she's like, I'm an accountant. Like, I'm not going to become a stripper. And he's like, oh, yeah, okay. Sorry I even brought it up. He's like, yeah, you probably couldn't do it anyways.
Oh.
She's like, what did you just say? I can't do it? Well, I got news for you, pal. I start today.
Oh.
She went and got her outfits. She did a little practicing at home. I wasn't alive at this point. When she got pregnant with me, her career ended, sadly. I ruined her body.
Well, I mean, fuck. 5-time champ?
Hey, she got the hardware, right? She left on top.
What more do you need?
I think there needs to be like a real documentary called The Last Dance, and it should be about my mom. That's The Last Dance people want to see. But again, Jordan got 6. My mom got 5, whatever. I get why ESPN went with Jordan and not Crystal Waters is her stage name.
Oh.
Crystal Waters, which someone might recognize that name. That's a black R&B singer from the 80s who started after my mom. This
so
black
there's
R&B singer was like, probably saw my mom dancing and was like, yeah, Crystal Waters. That's dope.
that's a dope name.
I'll
I
go
think
with
I'm going to take that and try and take it a little further.
Yeah.
But
And, she didn't.
no, clearly not. 5-time champ.
Booker T, pal. 5-time. 5-time.
Oh,
Wait, just
man.
last night said she was a Kurt Angle fan. How weird was that?
That is the first time I've ever heard that in public, ever. I've never heard. It's like somebody saying like, yeah, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. Like, you don't admit that.
yeah.
You just like, out of all the wrestlers of all time, you went with Kurt fucking Angle.
Our server was great last night. Man.
Excellent service.
I couldn't
Over the top.
believe it.
I've never seen this move in my life.
Yeah.
She walks up to the table and pulls a, your pasta looks a little too runny, doesn't it? And punches down the food. And then goes, you know what? We're going to fix that for you.
Yeah.
And your buddy's sitting there.
Yeah.
And what does she do? Comes back with a fresh bowl of pasta, baked cheese on it.
How she likes it. She goes, this is how I like it.
Yeah.
Now you enjoy it. And she came over, she goes, how is everything? He went, fine, because he's a polite guy.
Yeah.
And she went, really?
I don't think it is.
It looks a little runny. We burst out laughing because that was so, like, we've never heard that kind of honesty, right?
No, not from a server.
And it seems a little runny. He's like, well, I don't know. It's fine. I still enjoy it. She goes, I don't think you are enjoying it. She goes, don't have another bite. She goes, eat the garlic bread. Okay, at least get the garlic bread. That looks good. Okay, we're going to bring you a new plate. She does. Mm-hmm. You didn't end there, though.
No.
What else did you do?
She's on top. The drinks are coming. Bam, bam, bam. And she's, oh, I forgot your hot sauce. Let me be right back. Boom, brings it back. And I didn't even bring it up. She remembered that she forgot.
No,
then there was another thing. Oh, it was the ice cream.
Ice cream.
I go, yeah, I think I'll get a bowl of ice cream. And your buddy kind of chimes in, be like, that does sound good. And she goes, oh, are you here for support?
Yeah.
I'm like,
She goes, do you really want the ice cream or are you just doing it for support? She could really see through the fabric of society. She was like pulling like Interstellar when the guy's like behind the bookshelf and he's like, I'm here. And he's like hitting the books off the shelf. I don't know, it's a weird reference, but I feel like that's how she sees society. She's like, no, that's a lie. And I just want you to be happy.
yeah,
And
we're
she
going to
explained
sift
it.
through the bullshit and get to
Yeah.
what's going to put a smile on that face and not a fake one.
She explained it after. She's like, well, when I go out to eat, like everyone's so scared to critique or like say what they really feel. Mm-hmm. So she just kind of gets it out. She's almost doing stories that matter herself.
Yeah, only for her own goodness, not for the world to
Yes.
see. See, she's a bit of an anomaly.
Anomaly.
That's a tough one.
Why did you do the Trump
Because
circle?
I couldn't quite get.
Anomaly.
It helped get the word out.
Jerry, it's a bit of an anomaly. And it's astrological. Shit, man. Yeah, she was fun. I like how she's just living for her. We were talking last night, something I do that's not on camera at all. Just for smiles.
Yeah, for yourself though.
Yeah.
This is for you.
Yeah. And just before we started today, I was talking about what I want to do with this car. Do you want to tell the people what I drive?
So Brett was kind enough to show me his ride, and this thing is magnificent. It is a retired police car, still with the bars.
Not retired.
Well,
Still in duty.
it's still in duty.
Still active.
Just changed the narrative of what the car is used for, I would say.
Yeah.
It still has the barred windows in the back. Mm-hmm. Is the plastic seat in the back? I did not see that part.
It's vinyl.
It's vinyl.
But
Okay.
yeah.
But like I'm talking like the hard plastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful car. Mm-hmm. There you go. For those watching, it is a beautiful car. Take a little look at that. And he threw some truck tires on the back to give that Nova a little lift. It just
jacked it up.
little beefy.
I love a car with thick tires in the back. Thick rubber. Mm-hmm. It's just beefy looking, man.
That right there looks like something that's going to get some jobs done.
And I want to put stories that matter maybe on the bumper or something like that, like branded, or across the back, say defunded. I'm thinking of doing something funny with it.
And the license plate, let's not leave that out.
I didn't do this on purpose.
Huh?
It's just my license plate.
BLM is on your plate.
BLM is the first three.
What are the odds?
I know.
What are the odds?
I know. Now, I've had this car for years, man, and it has gotten me some stories and into some trouble and into a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. It's a pig on gas, but I say it's not miles per gallon, it's smiles per gallon. Okay? We're having a good time. And boy, my first couple years with it, I would be pulled over nonstop because they wanted to just make sure I wasn't impersonating a police officer. Totally cool.
Yeah.
So then I had it on the road for a couple years, and then the start of a comedy career doesn't include any planes anywhere. You have to drive everywhere.
Right.
So in this period, I'm like, it's just not financially reasonable to be driving this pig everywhere. So I got a SUV that's good on gas. So I parked this car.
Brilliant choice, right?
I drove a Kia Sportage.
Oh, okay. When you say SUV, my Alberta brain goes be like, oh, he went with a Tahoe.
Yeah.
This pig on gas, I need to
Yeah.
be more Albertan and go for a bigger pig on gas.
No, Sportage. Yeah, man, that car was not a lot of fun. No smiles per gallon there. But it got the job done. And then now I'm at a point in my career, thankfully, I can say I fly to gigs other than when I come up to Edmonton. That's, that's nothing. But yeah, so now it's back on the road. I haven't been pulled over yet. No one gives a shit. I think the cops now, because there's so much heat on them, they're like, they look at me and they go, "You want to be one of us? Good luck, pal.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Knock your socks off.
No one likes us." Whereas before, years ago, they were super like agitated by it. They're like, "Why are you trying to be one of us?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I got news for you. I'm better than you, okay? Because when I park on the side of the road, people slow right down to the speed limit, and I don't hand out a single ticket, okay?
No.
I'm not gouging anyone.
No.
I make the playground safe, and I save your wallet at the same time. And when you drive around, man, I think it's so harmless because, yes, when I'm behind you, your heart's beating, and you're nervous, and you're paranoia and everything. And then there's this moment of relief when I get to drive by you and you see it's just a weasel with his paws up, right? And you go, this mother, like, I can't believe I swallowed all my drugs for this guy, you know? So I think I've seen phone calls be ended. I've seen all sorts of nervous behavior, man. I've been waved through crime scenes.
Really?
This is the wildest one that's happened, man. My first couple weeks owning the car, I worked out. I had a full bladder. I had to pee, okay? I'm in this traffic. Now, the highway goes into two. The cop car was parked sideways on the one exit, and he was telling everyone to take the right exit. Now, I had to literally just get on the other side of him. I'm like, dude, like, I can't afford this whole detour. I'm going to piss myself.
Yeah.
So I remember getting in the far left lane, and from a distance, maybe 10 meters, pointing through my window, going, "Hey, I just need to get over you. I'm just doing a hook with my finger, going, I just need to get just past you. I need to just do this." And remarkably, the guy's like, yeah, he lifts the tape. I drive through. As I'm driving by him, I see the look on his face. He goes, like he's made a mistake. He goes,
like,
"Oh."
This is a whoopsie.
And now I don't even like fully realize the car I'm driving at the time. This is my first couple weeks having it, right? But as I drive by, I see the look on his face, and now the story is very clear to me because he's in a marked car, okay? It says Calgary Police on the side. I'm in what's called a ghost car or an unmarked vehicle. The fact is in the police, you have to be a higher ranking officer to even get access to the ghost car. So technically,
Ooh.
I'm his boss. He thought, here's Sergeant, better let him in. He's always pointing at me. He's got to get in. Yes, come on through. And then he realized, not Sergeant, Weasel. Weasel. Nice BLM license plate. What the hell? And so
This guy's coming at us.
yeah. So I get
He's
past
working
him.
from the inside.
There's no traffic. I come around the bend, 60 kilometers, whatever it is. I get up to speed, and then I have to come down to 3 kilometers because it's the most police I've seen in one zone in my life. This is like a New York funeral amount of cops.
Okay.
You know, like in movies where it seems like every cop
Yeah.
in the United States is on parade, and it's like, who's watching the banks right now? What are you guys doing? This was that kind of level.
Okay.
5 police bikes, 8 cruisers, 3 SUVs, tape everywhere. 2 tarps in the middle of the road covering bodies. 2 motorcyclists hit a semi-truck. This was about 2015, 2016.
Okay.
On Glenmore Trail, they hit the semi. They perished. There is now a tarp over one body in the left lane and a tarp over another body over on the right lane. There is a huge median to my left. I cannot do a U-turn. There is no going back. There is only going forward. So I crawl and I see a clear line. That clear, I can go between the bodies. There's enough room. I drag my ass through this crime scene like a dog on the carpet, and I just fucking. And every cop outside of their car is watching me pass. They're like, "Well, we have a double homicide to deal with. We'll deal with you later." But you could tell they're all marking down the plate. like, we'll get to this guy later. And I went through the whole thing. And
Did you receive a phone call after this incident?
no phone call, nothing. I
Nothing,
mean, I was pulled
okay.
over quite a few times after that just to be checked out. But yeah, quite a heart-pounding moment.
Did you feel a little bit above the law at that moment in time, or was it a little
I feel
more
like that
of a,
every day.
Well, when you're a journalist, you almost have to be. You have
Mm-hmm.
to. There's a line. You have to go over that line as a journalist.
Yeah. I should have been like stories that matter, badge. you
Flash
know?
them with the badge and be like, don't worry.
Yeah.
Just covering.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm just doing my job.
Now the cops kind of in that city know me, like to the point where I went to a Black Lives Matter protest the other day for
Mm-hmm.
some footage, and then the cop came up to me. He goes, "Am I going to be on Stories That Matter?" Like he
Shut up.
The
He
cop knew about the program. You know, like last night, you had a guy came up to you, took a photo with you at dinner, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the waitress was like, "Oh, like he bought the drink and took the photo because you're the comedian tonight, right?" It's like, no, this Danger Cats is in the house. This is not about me tonight, okay? This is not my town. Calgary's my town. Edmonton is yours.
Yeah. We're trying to,
Yeah.
dig our claws in, if you will.
Yeah, the uncle, he lives here. So, okay, I mean, I brought up the car because of things you do that aren't on camera just to enjoy yourself. Like, I pretend to steal the vehicle, like outside of a Dairy Queen. So if I walk,
Do you
out-
really sell it? Like,
Yeah.
are you getting
So this
into
is
like
how
a
I sell
sprint?
it, man. So what I'll do is like I'll come out, and as long as you didn't see me like leave the vehicle
To go
right?
in, yeah.
Right. So if they see that I'm just coming out of a gas station or whatever, and then I'll just stand next to the guy, maybe if I'm with a buddy or whatever, and then I'll talk kind of loud. I'll be like, "Hey, is this one of them cop cars, ghost car?" My buddy will go, "Yeah, I think so." And I go, "You know what? I heard they don't even lock them. Just go try to open it." And then all of a sudden you've perked the attention of the guy next to you. And he goes, What are these kids going to do? What are they fucking up to? So then I go up to the door and I go, "Yeah, it's open." And I sit down now with the keys in my hand like this. I go to the visor and I pull the visor and I just drop the keys in my lap. I go, "Keys, get in. And I open up the door, boom, and then we fire it out. And you get the look on the guy's face. He's like, "What the fuck? Like, did I just see two kids steal a cop car? Like, what's happening?" And we just, we laugh all the way.
To that person, that is a story that will be forever. I watched two kids steal an unmarked car one day. You're not going to believe it.
Yeah, they one time a guy did phone the real police on it, and so I'm oh my god, like on the couch watching Deadliest Catch, Alaskan whatever. Remember that show?
Yeah.
And stoned with my buddy, just like sinking into the couch watching a show about crabs. Like I don't know what I'm doing, right? And then ding dong, my buddy goes to the door. No. Closes the door, comes up to me. He goes, "It's 3 cops. They're here for you." And I went, "Haha, go fuck yourself." He goes, "No, seriously, like there's 3 cops at the door for you." I go, "Huh?" I go to the door, and the first question they asked, they're like, they go, "Is that your vehicle out there?" I go, "Yeah." They go, "How long have you been a police officer?" They say. And I go, well, academy's 2 years, you do the beat for 3 weeks, and then there's so I've done none of that. So 0 days, guys. 0. So 0 days. I'm not an officer. You sold me the vehicle like this, you know, and they just wanted to check it out because they couldn't believe. I guess it's one of the rare vehicles they didn't take off all the parts. Like the spotlights.
So you lucked out.
I did luck out.
You hit the lottery.
I did.
On when it comes to purchasing unmarked vehicles.
There's a lot of people that own these cars because they're cheap. They're 5-star crash rated. They're a 4.6 liter V8. They got some fucking mustard to them, man. Like the kick
The
down.
salesman as well.
The kick down at 100 kilometers is really fun. It's not great off the line, but once you get that kick down from like 90 to 140, that's its sweet spot. That's when she really purrs.
Well, that's probably the sweet spot you need to be to get to those stories.
Yes. Right. Now, a lot of people think they're supercharged. They're not. None of these cop cars are supercharged. If you want to know the actual statistics of what makes a cop car faster, there's just a couple things. One, the mass airflow sensor is a bit bigger, from 70 millimeters to 80 millimeters, so just a little bit more breathability, okay? It's not getting bogged down by 5G, okay? So it's got better lungs. It has an aluminum drive shaft, which is quite the upgrade, you know? Those things, that's a $2,000 part right there. It has F-150-ish suspension. I don't know if it's like straight from an F-150, but it has pretty much truck suspension.
Right.
And then that's it for power, I believe. Yeah, it's just I think a bigger throttle body as well with the mass airflow sensor. But yeah, so it's about 300 foot-pounds torque, brand new, and like maybe 250 horsepower, something like that.
And what we're getting at here.
I'm only doing these stats because I know you got a lot of guys listening and they'll understand
okay.
what I'm saying.
To me, like, I'm not a truck guy at all.
Oh, really?
This
I
is-
guarantee you there's some people that
Oh
understand
yeah,
what
they're
I'm-
just sitting there and they're loving
whacking
this.
off.
They're loving this right now. This is what they came here for. And
Yeah.
like they've been dying to hear some truck stats or some vehicle stats.
My
and
tires.
you gave them what they wanted.
32-inch tires in the back, 28s diameter in the front. So my tires are 4 inches taller in the rear. So it does throw my speedometer off. Mm-hmm. Which was my excuse the first time I got pulled over for speeding. It was a British cop. They're all fucking British in this province, man.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. They all got jobs over here.
How? I don't know.
It's the same as like all the newfies that came over to work oil. All the Brits came over here to give them tickets.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly.
For not having mud flaps on their vehicle. And dude, these British cops they think they're Sherlock Holmes. When they come up to your window, they literally go, hello, hello, hello. And I go, okay, be more stereotypical. Hello, hello, hello. They go, you know why I stopped you today? Any idea why you're receiving the citation? And then I go, I don't know, I was speeding and I said something like, I just got new tires on my rear. It's throwing my speedometer off a little bit. He goes, oh, speedometer's off. There'll be a ticket for that, then wouldn't there be? He goes, there'll be a speeding citation as well as your speedometer not correct. There'll be 2 citations, then wouldn't there be? Then wouldn't there be? Oh, dude, it makes me so upset. Because every time, like, you lie to a British cop, he, like a boa constrictor, he tightens more. Every time you squirm, he just squeezes.
That little ounce of information.
Right?
Well, I'll find something for you.
So the second time I got pulled over speeding, I try a new lie, okay? And because they're driving, they pull me over in the same car as I'm driving, I started talk shop with them. I'm like, do you guys ever notice that your transmission has a bit of a slip around 60 kilometers? Okay, at the time, it did. I had to put like this rear diff oil or whatever to get rid of the slippage. And I was like, I was just testing the vehicle out. I was seeing if I could get a kick down during that period, if it would go away. I was just purely testing out the car guys. Like, have you ever experienced anything like that? Like, try to just throw it on them. And the guy goes, oh, last time it was your tire diameter. This time it's the transmission.
It was same, hey?
No, another British cop just reading the notes from the other British cop.
Oh, they're
The
right.
literature says here, last time it was your tires. And this time it's your transmission. What is it? What's it going to be next time? Is it Mercury in retrograde? Oh, there'll be a ticket for that, then wouldn't there be? So you can't lie to a British cop. They're all Sherlock Holmes. They're too smart for you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, it's miles per gallon.
Smiles per gallon. We were also talking a little shop about
shop?
Yeah, we were talking how a few scams. Yeah, we were getting into the scams last night.
So that's another segment of mine, Frugal Forte. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm really good at pinching pennies. Okay, that's something you can check out. I would love to hear what your scams are. What do you got?
Well, we grew up not in a wealthy family. So, you know what? Sometimes you had to cheat the system. Now, I'll never go out of my way and cheat. Like, say you have a family-owned store.
Okay.
I'll never go in there and cheat you. You're a hard-working citizen. I'll never steal from you.
Yes.
McDonald's, Walmart,
Corporation.
corporations, big corporate, all day long. Government, by all means. You guys have
Fair
a
game.
target on your back.
Fair game.
Yeah. McDonald's, we would do. My sister's pretty slick. She's got a few tricks up her sleeve. She likes to do the old debit card trick.
She's a stripper as well.
No, unfortunately not. She took a path of education, unlike her brother.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
And her little trick while she was going to school, like high school all the way into college, would if the cashier would be a little quick on giving you the food, she would pretend to punch everything in. Wait till the food, and she just waiting. Debit card slip. Canceled transaction, already has the food, gone. Gets it every time. Her other one would always be. Well, this one was more me.
How does she hold on? How does she slip out in time? So everything's loaded,
Everything's loaded.
and she's just stalling,
Plays the stall game. Yeah.
and then
Gets the food.
does a quick walkout.
This is all through drive-through.
Oh, there's the trick. Okay,
yeah, it's all got to be through drive-through. She's all about the fast getaway, that quick money. So she will then sit in the parking or the drive-through, wait it out, and be like, "Oh fuck, this one failed." And then usually, if they're in a big rush, bam, food, or she just waits it out. Bam, food, card out, gone.
When was this? This had to be years ago, though, right?
Yeah.
Because they've done now the 2-window system. I
Yeah.
think she's ruined it for all of us.
She was probably part of the,
You pay
wait.
first, food later.
Yeah.
Oh, man, doesn't it suck when someone's got a nice scam going and then they have to adjust and ruin it for everyone?
Yeah, but it forces you to get a little creative.
Okay.
Forces you to
How
get...
did she adapt?
Well, that's where her brother stepped into play. And, most of us, if you're smart and you want to really play into the scam, what I would do is always just keep a loose bag. Keep a loose bag, nothing in it, have it with you so it looks like you've purchased at some point in time. Roll up to the window. Tell them, kind of, don't blow the gasket. Don't blow the gasket because then you're overselling.
Yeah.
You got to keep a mediocre. Listen, play something along the lines of like, listen, just got home. Girlfriend's mad. You missed a quarter pounder. I'm just saying, this one's on you guys. Just save my ass. Kind of put it on their shoulders a little bit. And then boom. And be like, listen, while you're at it. And then if you throw a small Pepsi on there, a small Coke, boom, you get yourself a full meal for maybe $1. If you really want to play that road. If you want it all for free, go in there, get the burger, and just do that. See, Tabor is a small town, right?
Yeah.
There's one McDonald's.
Uh-oh.
One McDonald's.
Yeah.
Calgary, Edmonton, numerous McDonald's. You can play this for hours. You're never going to go hungry.
Yeah.
So this is where the creativity had to come into play by hitting maybe, you got to space it out. You can't just go every day.
Of course.
Or else it's done. It's over.
Like counting cards in Vegas.
Yeah.
Like spread it around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't sit at one spot too long. So you maybe hit A&W on Monday.
Yeah.
McDonald's Friday. I'm a little shortchanged on a Sunday. We're going to go over to Dairy Queen. Taco time.
You're a working man.
Yeah.
All right. Monday, A&W, Tuesday, Dairy Queen, Wednesday, McDonald's. My week's full. I can't.
By the time I don't know what to do at this point, you know?
Okay.
But it works. It works. We've filmed it. We've proven our methods numerous times. Actually, the first time filming it, me and Tanner, we went in and we fucked up. I forgot to press record. So here we just got a massive order. Great. The scam worked perfectly. We get down the road and be like, we got to watch this. This is hilarious. I sold it well. You're not going to believe it. Didn't hit record. Got to do it again. Next McDonald's, mint. Works again. I'm like, I think we got something here.
Yeah.
See, I'm like, call it a Robin Hood theory, giving the people what they want, taking it.
Did Robin Hood steal from his community?
Well, he took from the rich, gave to the poor. I'm giving
There it is.
knowledge.
Yeah,
I'm taking
there it
knowledge.
is. Yeah.
And it's taking from the corporations and putting food in your belly.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I love it. It's harmless, man. Like there's all the zeros in Tony McDonald's account. Like Tony's not feeling the pinch.
No, he's not. There's no.
Yeah.
Now, if we all started doing it, he might feel a little something. But is it going to ruin him in the end?
Yeah.
It's not going to kill him.
I had a bag scam with Cineplex.
Oh.
So you get back in the day, you get a free refill on popcorn if you bought the large bag. So I would just keep a large bag folded up in my glove compartment box. So anytime, babe, we're going to see a movie, popcorn's on me. Get the bag. Get the bag. Now I'd have a couple bags because they would change the color with each season. They thought they were getting tricky. I would just have them all. I had an M&M's bag. I had the Avengers bag. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm getting the bag. So I'd go in and just get the refill, and that would work for years, man. I would do that. Each popcorn's $7. I'd drive home from work, and on the way home, I'd pop in and get popcorn for at home.
Yeah.
This was unlimited refills. And then one day I ruined it for everyone. I got a little cocky and greedy. I went in when the theater just opened, like 12 o'clock, noon, 11:30, whatever, matinee time.
Yeah.
No one's even in this place yet. I walk up to the till, trying to get it. And as I walk up, I realize I'm making a mistake because on the guy's shirt is a pin and it says Cineplex 5 years.
Oh, 5-star general.
Yeah. Here's a guy who cares about his job. You know? In a place that's notorious for people not caring about their job, the movie theater.
Yeah. Usually employing, teenagers. It's a welcome to the workforce kind of job.
Yeah.
But this guy had made it a career.
They got a guy from the Ronald McDonald House ripping tickets, you know?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So clearly the business model is just like whatever, you know? Like whatever goes. And teenagers are all like, well, how do we sneak by? Like, how do we get into the tickets? Like, just walk by them, you know? Anyway.
Pretend you've been there already.
Yeah, yeah. So, 5 years. 5 years Cineplex pen. And, I got to act quick on this one. I'm already walked up. I go, can I go refill? And he looks at me. And, again, man, like, much like this lawyer that we've, talked about a couple times, he doesn't come out with the accusation. He just asks the question to try to get me to convict myself.
Yeah.
So he looks at the bag and he goes, you finished that awfully quick. Insinuating like, we haven't even made popcorn yet. And here you are already through a bag. You finished that awfully quick. Now, I knew I'm dealing with a professional here immediately when I heard that.
Yeah.
So I got desperate, man. I couldn't think of much. I tried gibberish. I straight up mumbled. I just went like this.
Oh.
Playing the card of hopefully he doesn't want to deal with the confrontation of dealing with someone who's weird or crazy. Like, oh, fuck it. I don't get paid enough to even have this conversation with this guy.
Give him the pop.
Yeah. So he goes, you finished this awfully quickly. I go, blah, 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 blah. Like, straight up nothing. He just takes it on the chin and goes, I said you finished this awfully quickly. Like, your gibberish ain't gonna work on me, pal.
No. I've seen the crazy card. He's seen a crazy card.
So I go, okay, asshole, here we go. All right. I go, so now I dig deep into the fake stories. Okay. Now, first of all, you're not muscular enough to be drinking out of a water bottle that big. That is a little bit big. Only the big fellas get to bring that. Okay.
Hey, what is it? If you visualization kind of manifestation.
Don't say manifested. That's such a millennial word. I
is.
fucking hate when it's manifested. Fuck off. That's way too big.
It was a good purchase in my mind,
Well, yeah. What do you get? $8 at the Bottle Depot for it? It's fucking huge, man.
And you can refill it. And you see, like, I heard you take a stab at the flask. I'm never going to be the flask guy, the flask water guy.
Hydro flask?
Yeah.
$40 water bottle? Yeah.
And you know what? I'm spending a lot of time in the truck. I don't want to keep stopping, grabbing
I get
water.
it.
Yeah,
I'm saying you don't have the shoulders for it.
No, I understand.
Drink from you got a Dasani body. Drink from a Dasani water bottle. Okay. Your body says Aquafina with a little at the end. Okay. Only the big fellas with chalk like on their hands at all
callus.
time.
I got a little bit. Does that count? I got a little bit of callus on there. A little bit.
I got calluses too.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah, we're fucked. We do chin ups.
We're trying.
Look,
getting there.
I just bring a normal sized water bottle. I don't bring the big one. But then there's what's even worse than like, because some guys bring the milk jug, right?
Oh,
the
yeah.
guys that are doing heavy, like, usually leg press, those guys. And I allow
just
it.
to move it about that far. They stack all the weights on just to move it about 3-4 inches.
Gross. My dad has the record at our big gym in Calgary at Repsol Center.
Yeah.
He leg pressed 890 pounds to the fucking taint each time. To the taint. If those 12 plates don't touch taint, it ain't a rep. And get there. And get there. And get there. All right? Unbelievable.
So the old man stacked.
So stacked. So committed even to this day to working out. Works out in his basement now, has everything he needs at home. He can't work out with people. Like his workouts are too
He's old school.
weird. He soaks his arms in a hot bathtub before he works out to open up the capillaries and the veins so he can get a bigger pump. And the workout does not stop until you reach a certain measurement. So he has a measurement. Fucking not there yet. He has to get his arms to 21 and a quarter before they're done. And if they're not done, go soak them in the bathtub. Open them up. More reps, more reps, more reps.
Wow.
He works out till failure. Okay? Relationship failure, career failure, all the failures. Like, fuck the family. Fuck off. It's leg day. Go fuck yourself. Go get a hotel. Okay? I'm working legs. My dad's great. He's an old school dude. And to wrap up the popcorn story, we got off topic. But yeah, so I try my gibberish. And he goes, I said, you finish this off quickly. I go, look, man, I was here last night. That's a lie. I was here last night. I saw a movie. By the time I came out to get my free refill, your concession stand had closed. So the girl cleaning up, Rachel or whatever, he goes, no one works here named Rachel. He stops me again.
Oh.
I'm thinking, just take my fake story, man.
Come on, give me a little leeway.
She said, bring the fucking thing back if you're seeing another movie this week, and she'll do the refill. Okay, so here I am. And he just tilted his head, and he went, all right, I have to honor that story. It checks out. It's a good one. And so he filled it up, and he slid it over to me. He goes, never do this again.
Oh.
While sliding the tool to do it again and again, right? While giving me the bag to keep doing it. But he went up the chain. He made a call to Tony Cineplex, and they shut the whole thing down.
Ooh.
Countrywide, no more refills on pop or popcorn. You can still do it at Empire Theaters, but Cineplex, I'm sorry, Frugal Forte, fucked it for everyone. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
It sucks when you know what? Sometimes you live to see yourself turn into the villain, hey? That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. You got to take that one on the chin, but then you improvise and adapt. Wow. Have you figured out a new scam on Cineplex yet?
Well, you just go to a different movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I haven't adapted for Cineplex, no.
Ooh.
It's just, it was good while it lasted.
Mm-hmm.
And that you just have to be happy with that.
Yeah, okay. That's fair enough. I like to do the, sometimes I would, catch an earlier show, catch an earlier movie.
Yeah.
And then if there was another one in theaters like I wanted to see, you do the classic, just.
The do-si-do.
Yeah, you got to do a little bit of scheduling.
I call that salmon swimming upstream.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of coming out the river, you go back up.
Yeah. Those are some seasoned veteran moves. Yeah. Like one of you, I don't want to ruin any of your jokes or anything, but the pop in the shopping cart.
So that's my dad. You know, that's Brent. His name is, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Named me Brett, and because he actually named me after Bret the Hitman Hart. He was a fan of wrestling in general, much like our server the other night.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle fan.
All old dudes from that era. My old man. Any guy that ever moved a dumbbell.
Yeah.
Loved that shit.
Yeah.
Like that golden era wrestling moving. Like they kind of teetered off when it got a little gimmicky, our era where we wanted the loud, there was tits, explosions, and very ludicrous behavior on wrestling.
Yeah.
Where they wanted just big muscular men throwing each other around in Speedos.
I'm strictly a boy's boy and a man's man. It's like a British bulldog.
Yeah.
Baby Boy Smith.
Yeah.
I take my vitamins every day. I run home very quickly. He was a big British Bulldog fan. I would have been named British Bulldog if I didn't come out with such dainty wrists. Anyways, one of his scams, man. Yeah, the pop. It was just you put your cases of pop underneath your cart at Walmart, and then you just go through. And if the cashier forgets to check your cart, you forget to pay. And we did that for years, man. I'm probably a good estimate would be 100 times, about 400 cases of pop for free.
Respect.
And that adds up, man. And you know what's really funny about it is not once, this is how disciplined he is, not once did we ever get a brand name, Brisk, Pepsi, none of that Dole, juice. No, we got great value, Diet Pepsi. We got the gold, the co-op gold. Because he's if I'm going to get caught, if I'm going to go down in this scam, I'm not paying full price, brand name. I'm not spending $80 on iced tea.
No.
He never got caught. And it was all he did it with me because you have a kid, you have plausible deniability. You can blame it on the kid. Hey, I told you to undo the cart, man. Unload the cart. What's wrong with you? Mm-hmm. So I like that scam. That's a good one.
It's a good one.
I'll be doing that with my family.
100%. I was, as soon as you said that on your set last night, I'm like, you know how many times I've done that? Cases of water, a couple pops, got away with it with beers in the States one time. Ooh. That was a big score.
Huge score.
Yeah, it was also one of them, like, because, Americans got to go big and elaborate on everything, right?
Yeah.
A 48 or whatever they put in, like fucking 69 Bud Lights in a case.
69.
It's like, yeah. They just slapped that together.
Yeah.
We had 2 of them on the bottom rack, but we also, like, the lady was like, listen, there's a shopping cart full of beers. She's like, listen, how many are in there? We forgot about the 2 in the bottom. It was kind of accident. Mm-hmm. But we paid, we got like, 5 of these giant cases of beer for whatever they pay down there. It's like $4 for one of these giant cases.
Yeah.
But got a couple freebies in the mix.
That's called creating your own deals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If they're not going to create the sale, you create it for them. That's buy one, get one free.
Adapt and improvise.
And that's your code, not theirs.
No. And if your roommate was around, does he apply that on the other side? Like, say does he go back in and be like, listen, you know what? I didn't, how am I trying to word this? If he gets away with something, does he go back and pay for it?
No.
I would hope
Score's
not.
a score.
Score's a score. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's going at
He
them.
found cash at the casino on the ground the other day. He put his feet on it, pretended to tie his shoelaces. Like, he's a score's a score. Yeah. Dude, I did that in Las Vegas airport. I had to spend a whole day at Las Vegas airport because it snowed. The first time in 10 years it snowed there, and it shut down everything. So I'm like, okay, here we go. I got a day to kill at the airport.
Yeah.
And the first thing I see is a guy, white jeans, spiky hair. He's on a phone call and he's got luggage and he's talking, and I see this $5 bill hanging out of his pocket. Like, only the corner is still in it. We're talking 90% of the real estate. Free real estate. So I eye this 5 right away, and that's my mission for the day. I'm like, I got 11 hours to kill. I'm getting that 5. This thing is coming out. One just gust of wind, one movement, this thing's dropping. So, sure enough, man, he's talking. He goes, okay, yeah, I'll come there now. He turns to his left. Boom, it drops on the ground. Uh-oh, here we go. Now, when it hits the ground, I see it, and then I see this guy in a safety vest, an airport worker. He sees it. We look at each other. We look at the 5. We look back at each other. So this is where the veteran moves got to come into play here, okay? Now, the guy who dropped the 5, he's on his way to the escalator. But the safety worker sees the 5. Mm-hmm. You know he's going to do the right thing, loser, okay? So I wave him off, almost like a ball coming to center field. And I go, I got it. So I wave him off. I grab the 5, and I raise it in the air like this. And I go to gesture like I'm going to give it to the guy. But now we're moving into a single file arrangement going down this escalator. The guy in front of me in the middle, safety worker behind me. Now I have angles to work with. Now I'm shielding. As I have the 5 in my hand and I'm going to the guy, I feel it's more than a 5. There's a 10 folded inside the 5.
Ooh.
I go, here we go. This is perfect. So with one hand, I strip the 10, I crinkle it into a little ball, and I grab my luggage, and then I tap the guy on the shoulder. I go, hey, man, you dropped your 5. And he's on the phone. He goes, oh, thanks, man. And then I turn around. Not only do I cash in on that, I turn around, and I give him a little head nod. I go, good Samaritan, you know?
Hey.
Even eye in the sky thinks I'm a gentleman.
Yes, yeah.
And now I got this crinkled. Now, fast forward to me beside the Starbucks, smoothing out this 10 on my jeans, right, before I cash in on a free lunch. And I took that 10 before I went to Starbucks, and I put it in the VLTs, right, Vegas, so I can gamble. I ended up making like $80 that day off the 10. My whole day was paid for. Whole day was paid for just out of a little ingenuity. And you know what? This guy with spiked hair and white jeans, like, if you're going to be that careless with your money, you deserve to lose it anyways. You're lucky you didn't lose it all. You got 5 of it back. 10 was the cut to the house. I do not feel bad about this scenario at all, especially because it's $10. It's not $1,000.
you're not thinking about it. Like later in life, if he's like, oh yeah, I got $15, I'm gonna grab a Coca-Cola before getting on the plane or hop it in the cab. It's not there. Fuck it. Pull out the debit Visa.
It's all good. And I know this is not stealing from a corporation, but because it's such a low amount of money and like my day's fucked anyways too. Like, hey, you get to board your plane. I don't, you know?
Yeah, you get to go home.
Yeah. Yeah, so I like, man, a score is a score.
Score's a score. Fuck
Score is a score, man.
Well, we've killed an hour and a half in here, brother.
It's gone by quick.
It has. I appreciate you coming in and doing this.
Thank you for having me, man.
Where can they find you on social media?
Just my name, Brett Forte, man. Instagram's where I do all that stories that matter and the Frugal Forte and all that stuff. You can even find a picture of my mom, Miss Stag Exotica Canada, all right? A Sunshine. She did the Sunshine.
Sunshine Girl.
Yeah, man.
Well, you almost have to. You have
88.
to. The 5-time stake champ. You're not going to throw her on a Sunshine?
Right? Calgary's son did good scoring her in her prime like that. Dude, we'll wrap up with this, man. My worst heckler moment ever happened here in Edmonton because of my mom. I was talking about my mom on stage, doing jokes, talking Oilers championships. My mom, there's a lot of parallels between my career and her career.
Yeah.
When I go to the strip club, and that's why I asked you that question, is your girlfriend okay with it? Mine's not so okay with it because she doesn't go herself, and she has that facade where it's like we're all there like whacking off. We all have hard-ons and shit. Yeah, and it's not about that. For me, it's really about the people watching. I like seeing the other monkeys acting a fool.
Big fan of that.
Last time I was playing the comic strip here a couple months ago, my friend Sterling Scott, comedian, do you know him?
Yeah,
So
local here in the city.
He runs a game show, Family Feud, at one of these strip clubs.
At Shade. Yeah.
So I pop in just to hang out with him. And that night, we're just opening up again from COVID. This was, a month or two ago. And it was packed in there on amateur night.
Yeah.
And one girl was having a good set, man. Packed house. And that's the thing I watch for. I'm like, is she having a good set? Is she dancing to the music? Is she doing more than walking between the poles?
Little rhythm.
Is there a set? Is there practice? Is this
crowd interaction? Are you using the pole? Are
Right.
you not? Are you just trying to do like some weird twerk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there synchronicity with the music and your movements? That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
So she was killing it. She was doing great. And she had awards and stuff like that as well. And the crowd was giving it to her to the point where these people ran up with $5 bills, $400 worth of $5 bills, and just made it rain on her.
Ooh.
Which is crazy, to the point where it had never happened to them before. And mid-set, they're picking up the fives, and the DJ has to be like, ladies, we have someone for that. You don't have to pick up the money. Like, we have someone for that. Ladies, it's okay. Just continue. There's 2 songs in, and they're like, well, I got to pocket all this cash. So they're having a great time. Then this like Saudi Arabian guy, this brown guy in the back, sees that happen and goes to the ATM and then comes up with $100 bills.
Ooh.
Drops $1,000 on them, throws the hundreds. These girls are like having the night of their life.
Damn.
And that's a good set, Like I had a show recently, my first show back from COVID. I got $750 cash at the door in tips. People that were just like fans of the podcast, fans of stand-up. They're like, thank you for entertaining us in the time we were off. We know this sucks for you. Here's some cash. Like the ultimate pay it forward. It was great.
Mint.
So look at these parallels, right? Strippers have to sell merch. I sell merch. You sell merch, right? They stick it to their abdomen, and you have to try to hit the magnet to win it with loonies and stuff like that. Right?
Correct. Yeah.
So I just I performed on the same stage my mom did 30 years ago in Edson, Alberta. My mom did Edson. I did Edson. It's an old strip club. Like there's all these little parallels. So I'm talking about this on stage here in Edmonton. The night after winning the competition here, Edmonton's Funniest Person with a Day Job, it was called. And so I'm talking about it. And this woman in the front row, dressed to the nines, was fucking talking. She stood up. She's drunk. I got to put a lid on that, obviously. So I go, hey, what are you doing? You coming up here to do a dance now? What's happening? She turns around. She goes, why do I look like a stripper to you? And I go, well, you got potential. I don't know. She looked all right. Again, I'm not talking about the stripping industry in a negative way whatsoever. Like, if anything, I put it on a pedestal. And I go, you got potential. She goes, why do I look like your mom? And then that's where she crossed the line. Because I go, you're not the 5-time champ. You're not Booker T.
No.
Okay? You're interrupting my show. You're fucking drunk. Sit down, right? She didn't like that very much. I go, look at you. My mom's up here. You're down here, is what I said. Mm-hmm. You got a ways to
You're
work.
the Florida Panthers.
Yes. You're the AHL team for the Florida Panthers.
You're barely in there. You're in the Southern Pro.
Yes.
Where the has-beens go to die.
You play for the Manitoba Moose, you fucking loser. Okay?
The Huntsville Havocs.
Dude, which, by the way, my one friend of mine, this girl, she hooked up with a player on the Manitoba Moose.
Oh.
First time they're hooking up, she says he's on top of her. He starts choking her, and it just goes, spits right in her face. Like, right in the, like, boom, headshot. And she goes, what the fuck are you doing? He goes, oh, I'm sorry. I thought girls liked that. Have a conversation about it first, man.
Let's bring this up.
Don't just start hawking loogies on a first encounter, too. Like, first hookup.
Oh, this is first go-around.
First hookup.
Wow.
Fuck 110%, bud. Fucking dump and chase.
Yeah, fucking get her deep. Get her
Oh, my
deep.
God. And she just went like, no, I'm done. Like, you don't spit like
You
that.
ruined this.
Yeah. Lunatic. And he literally, I thought that's what girls like. Hey, where are you learning what girls like?
Who taught you that?
Are you going to the same 5G sites we're going to?
Yeah, no shit. We're getting some mass information here.
Oh
Did
my
you know
God.
that there is 6 times more false information on the internet than true information?
That sounds like a false stat right there.
True stat? True
Well, from
stat?
who?
True
From
stat?
AlJazeera.com? Like, where you?
Just saying. Watch it. You never watched a
times.
documentary before?
The Megalodon? Did you ever hear about the Megalodon?
The giant shark?
When they came out with that
Yeah.
documentary years ago during Shark Week, where they're like, we found it. And they filmed it in such a way where it came to the surface almost, and they got it with a harpoon gun, and then they tracked the sensor, and it went to like 7,000 feet deep so quickly. And for me, I was sold. I was calling my friends up, like, dude, they found the Megalodon. They tracked it. It went to 7,000 feet in seconds. And then I realized it was like a fake piece. And boy, did I feel like an idiot after that. But it was done so well. All right, 6 times more false information. Okay.
Russian bots.
So, yeah, man, she's upset in the front row. And she's spreading false information. So she has a whiskey glass in her hand. She didn't like the thing where I'm like, oh, my mom's up here, you're down here. She has a whiskey glass. She throws it at me. Okay?
Ooh.
Because she girl, she missed. Okay? Drunk, flies by me.
Even sober her is not hitting you.
It actually, she releases it so late that instead of hitting me, she throws it into a table beside her. It smashes on the table. The glass flies into those people's faces, like dangerously. So now they're like, what the fuck? They stand up. The show's over at this point. The audience is now like, what the hell just happened? They stand up. They want a piece of her. She wants a piece of me. Cue the Benny Hill music. The place is fucking madness, okay? They have to surround this girl, and she's being pushed out of the establishment, as the Karens love to say. This is an establishment. She's getting pushed out. She's yelled at me. She goes, I'm going to sue you. Your career's over. I'm going to throw you in jail, she said. And I go, well, not with that arm, you're not. You're not throwing shit, you know? So that's how I deal with hecklers.
Well played.
Just like, I talk shit from a safe distance with enough people in between me and the aggressor. Mm-hmm. Whereas my mom, okay, more parallels, in the 80s, she had a hot loony thrown at her.
Oh.
So that's something everyone probably listening knows about here in Alberta. That only happens here. Mm-hmm. Loonies are thrown at dancers because the Olympics. In 1988, the Olympics came to Calgary, and in order to clean up the image of our city and province, they knew a lot of people from around the world would be coming here. So to clean up our look, we stopped with the lap dances and all the, touching at these strip clubs. So they installed a new rule called the 3 foot or 3 meter rule.
Right.
So you had to be a certain distance from them. So the dancers now had to figure out a way of how to get the money, much like a comedian performing in a parking lot. How do we get the cash? So they're like, okay, well, if we do a funnel with the poster and then they get it in the funnel, well, we'll give them we can still get loonies. They can't fold a bill into a paper plane, but we can get the loonies and toonies. Mm-hmm. which I'm convinced is the only reason why Canada has kept the loony and the toonie. Right?
At this point,
So, but the boys usually have Red Deer. They're known for it. They like to heat up that loon underneath the table and burn the dancer. It's a piece of shit move. I don't think,
scumbag move. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Never done it.
never done it. Would never even associate with someone who would.
No.
You're a total loser if you think that's funny. And so my mom in 1988 or whatever, the loony came in 1987. And then my mom in 88 got hit with the first hot loony in the business. She was the Rosa Parks of her. She got hit. Now that's a heckler, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, I don't remember. I remember her telling me the story. She goes, I told the DJ to cut the music. I went, who threw that loony? And she pointed the guy out. And because she's Miss Stag Exotica Canada, she has HA in the building, protection.
Mm-hmm.
All the bikers loved her. 2HA grabbed the guy, pick him right out of his chair, put him in the back room. My mother begins to look for the very same loony that was thrown at her. She picks it up, follows him back there. The rest of the strip club in silence, like, what the fuck is happening?
We're about to watch some mafia shit.
No, they don't watch shit. Door closes. She goes back there, and while the HA hold him down, she begins to light the loony up herself.
Oh.
But because she's got French tips, she can hold it from a good distance. Like barbecue tongs.
Mm-hmm.
And she fires that loon up till that bird is fucking squawking. Tries to fly off the goddamn coin, okay? And she holds him down. The guy's open his mouth, and she makes him swallow the hot loony.
Come on. Miss Stag Canada.
That's how you deal with a fucking heckler. Went from a woman named Kim from Calgary to Joe Pesci from Goodfellas in that moment. Just, and this is why I champion her, man, and she's the best. So we'll fucking end on that story.
That was great. That was a great story.
To Booker T, to Crystal Waters.
Yeah,
man.
Crystal Waters, 5-time champ.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for coming on the pod.
Thanks
dude.
for having me, man. I would love to. Hey, look, before we even end this, man,
Yeah.
I want to ask about, I can't believe we didn't get into this. You did stand-up last night.
Tonight.
Tonight
I'll be doing it.
This will be your third time on stage.
This will be my 4th ever.
Have you talked about it on the show? Like, do you?
Seldomly, a little bit. We could talk about it. There's no rush to stop this by any means.
Yeah, we're having a good time, man.
Yeah.
I want to know. You said you came out too aggressive your first couple
Yeah,
times.
I have talked about that on here.
Okay,
and
that's so funny to me that your first joke was a school shooting joke.
Oh, I didn't give you the whole premise of it. So I believe it was 1999. 99,
Oh,
2000.
topical, real topical material off the
Yeah.
top.
1999, 2000.
Yeah.
A lunatic decides to walk into the school of W.R. Myers in my hometown with I think he had a 22, opens up fire, kills the pastor's son. My brain tells me that this is, in 2019, that this is great material.
Time heals all wounds.
Yeah.
Well, not of the pasture, but anyways, go on.
And so I attempted. I'm not going to say I wrote a joke. I attempted to write a joke.
Good.
On this whole thing about how Jesus is actually a cunt. It was what I thought was a brilliant punchline.
Hit piece.
Yeah. Boom. Really going to open up with this one.
Yeah.
And no, it did not land. The opener to it is like, oh, I'm from Taber, Alberta, and we're usually known for 2 things. And of course, I was like, yes, I pulled somebody out. Somebody goes, oh, Tabor corn. I'm like, yeah, there's always some asshole. Tabor corn. And no, not a good thing for your first time ever. Just like, let's insult them. They don't even have a taste of you yet in this business.
Yeah.
Horrible mistake right
Yeah.
off the get-go.
Yeah.
So then, room's dead. No more fucking ha-ha coming my way.
Damn.
And then, then I proceed to go into, hey, we are also known for a little event.
Yeah.
Was horrible.
Well, at least now you know the mistake you made.
You know what, man? If I could go back in time and change things and all that, I still wouldn't do it because I think I learned way more from that than I would have if I would have killed or whatever, like the terminology would
Learn
be.
more from your failures and success.
Yeah.
100%.
Like, I think like that was a bigger lesson to be learned than go in there and be like, oh, I got good half-ass material and be like, okay, I did everything I could possibly do wrong. Went back, thought about it, and be like, yeah, that was fucking stupid.
Yeah, you have to. So the one kind of rule I have with those kind of jokes, those dark ones, is it has to be more funny than it is shocking.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes, the first time you tell that joke, or the first few times, it is more heavily weighted to the shocking side.
Yeah.
You're using words like abortion, school shooting, these trigger words, okay?
Yeah.
You can make jokes about all of those things. You can make a joke about 9/11 as long as it is more funny than shocking. And yeah, you came out with too much shock factor.
Way
And
too
yeah,
much.
It fucks your setup, man. I'm notorious for being too aggressive off the top. And then I have to spend time earning their trust back.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately for you, you have 5 minutes. So you don't have a lot of time to earn the trust back.
No.
So I'm excited for your set tonight. It's in St. Albert.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I totally revamped the set. I've changed, like, I've dropped, like, basically every joke from that first one.
Yeah.
Went back to the drawing board, reread a bunch of stuff that I, like, actually find funny, and find some topics a little more relatable rather than coming out and, like...
Well, what is the joke you made last night about, like, the fuck?
Oh, yeah, you can tell how long a guy's in the trades for by how long the and fuck is, like, really played out. Like, oh, fucking, oh, yeah, you just dropped a fuck. You must be a apprentice, or if it's like, oh, fuck.
That's as simple as being like looking into the crowd and being like, oh, there's a real man, huh? You work in the fields, bud? Yeah, fuck yeah. And you just do the fuck yeah for him, and you go, yeah, huh, fuck. You can tell how long a guy's been to trades by how long the fuck is, right?
Yeah.
That's how quick it is to get into. Or if you have a story about a guy who you maybe some encounter that you had, you give that character that line, and then you can just say, you could tell this guy has been in the field a long time by how long he extended his fuck. You know, I really like that. Yeah, dude, everything you do in your videos is so funny that if we can translate it to the stage.
That's where I'm having a lot of trouble.
Of course, dude.
It's,
being funny with your friends and being funny on stage. Holy shit.
Totally different. And I like even find like being funny on the internet opposed to being on stage. Obviously, the audience is different. You're on your phone screen. It can be punchy. I can go back, refilm it. I can do a number of things before that final piece is, here you go. Check it out. Is this funny or not? And where getting on the stage and having a live audience there, and how you move, your facial reaction, how your body language is, your tone. I found like I didn't accentuate like my tone in the comedy that was on there.
You're stiff.
Yeah, I was really nervous. Like, because we would go around like with all this Danger Cat shit, we would go and pop up to strip clubs, and we would host like amateur strip nights, and they would hand me a mic, and by the time I got the mic in my hand, I am blackout. Yeah. So that would 0% of it was funny. I watched like the footage now, and it's so cringy. I can't stand watching it. So it's now.
But it got you that mic in the hand. It got you that experience to be like, okay, let's move up here.
Yeah. And then doing it sober is 10 times different. It's funner now. Like I don't drink or do drugs or any of that no more. Maybe smoke the doobie. That's about it.
You got this little hitter on you.
Yeah, this
times.
little thing. Yeah. Oh, the jewel, or
what's that?
It was off the mic stand. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm a fidgeter.
Yeah. The jewel.
Yeah. So it's like once I dropped all that, and I was like, you know what, man? I've always been like a massive fan of it, and I've always wanted to try it, but I finally got the balls now in this stage in life to kind of try it and go for it.
The balls and the support too, which is kind of nice. I know. And you're smart to not tell your fan base where you're going to be performing in the beginning. I'm the same mindset. Right now, there's a competition in Calgary. Calgary's Next Top Comic. Yeah. So I host it every week. This is something I won 4 years ago. Yeah. And there's all these new guys coming up. And there's two types. There's either the people that for their first time tell everyone in their family and friends, and they bring 40 people out to see their first time. And they do well, because you're being supported by your friends and family, so the audience is going to laugh. And then there's the people that don't tell a soul. And I'm on that side, because I want to be good before my friends and family see me.
100%.
When I started comedy, I went and did it in Kelowna. First time, open mic in a different province, in the secrecy of the night. If I bomb, no one hears about it. That news stays over there in BC. I come back here, what happened? Oh, it got canceled. Nothing happened. It went well, so then I use that confidence to come back to my home city and do it. But yeah, I like what you're doing. Just like chisel away, get good. And dude, when you have 10, how much do you get? 5 minutes right now?
I get 5, yeah.
5. get 10, and then come do my show in Calgary.
Okay.
It's my podcast is called the Two Mirrors Podcast.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that earlier.
Whatever. Put in the link in the below. Whatever.
Check the swipe up. Swipe up.
Dude, I can't even swipe. I have like 7,000 followers. I
Okay,
can't
well,
even swipe up.
Well, this gets about 3,000 downloads.
Yeah.
So if 3,000 of these fellas
Listen to 1 hour and 49 minutes of
Yeah.
a podcast. They get to these instructions now. Yes, they'll know. Yeah, it does make a difference because I hate the phrase link in bio. If I have to say link in bio one more time,
Yeah,
holy shit.
I know.
So, point being, yeah, we do a show where Todd and I each pick a comic
Okay.
who we think is, a rising star, the future of our business. We pit them against each other, and then the audience decides who is better. And then, so the winner in that case, hopefully you'd win cash on the spot, but then you also settle a bet between Todd and I. So
Yes.
if Todd loses, like recently I had him go into a Shoppers Drug Mart with pantyhose over his face and just buy a pack of gum, and they think he's getting robbed or whatever. We've done, I had to just do a Sports Illustrated body issue photo shoot. I lost last week.
How did it go?
Oh, we'll show. If you've made it to an hour and 50 into the podcast,
You deserve a little skin.
You
deserve a little skin.
deserve body issue.
Oh,
Darts.
wow.
He got to pick. Oh yeah.
That looks magnificent.
He got to pick the sport.
Oh wow, that is magnificent.
Hey, but I lose. I commit to the bit, man. You got me. So that's the kind of stuff that's on the line. So don't fuck it up, is what I'm saying. Get your 10 minutes and come kill, man. And get to a point like when you're ready to do the 10 and you want to show off, man, for the Danger Cats. Let them know.
Yeah. I've that, and I felt like too coming into this, like I don't want to use the audience and like be that guy. There's this weird thing that I have in my head, like you
Not
said.
your head. It's not your. I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I don't want to come out and bring people out only to disappoint them.
Yep.
And then secondly, is I feel like there's like this there's like the YouTubers, and then you have comedians, and then like the guy that's trying to cross over into both.
We're each trying to be each other.
Yeah.
And there's very few guys that combine both. Do you know Trevor Wallace?
Yes.
He combines both.
Excellent work with him doing that.
The first time I saw him do stand-up, I had that preconceived notion in my mind, like, oh, here's one of these YouTube guys who has the clicks, has the supporters, and is only cashing in $20 a head at the door.
Yeah.
Which is good for business. It's what clubs need, especially in times like this. They need people in the door. So I do understand the business. And these comedians that say, oh, that fucking social media sucks, I'm not doing it, like, you're behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
You got to be at least doing something. And dude, how embarrassing it is that I have 7,000 followers on Instagram, and I'm seen as one of the leading guys in Calgary. That's how bad it is.
That's insane.
So, I put some effort into it, not all of it, you know. But yeah, guys that come from YouTube and the following, they have this. Usually, they're not good performers. Usually, Trevor Wallace is a good comic. He does both, and that's why, with his 1 million followers and stuff, he's going to be able to pack theaters and have a career, and it's going to be awesome. Obviously, there's radio DJs are usually terrible at stand-up. The YouTubers are usually, but they're always, and I think you're going to be a Trevor Wallace. I think for sure you're going to be a Trevor Wallace.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I think, I don't even know what your Facebook is 100 and something thousand, your YouTube's whatever.
Yeah, the YouTube's like just shy of 50K right now, and then
It's great.
we got like my personal Instagram is at like 37.
That's going to be such a good tool for you to get booked, especially American clubs. If you ever work on your visa to work there, I'm in the process of that right now.
Is that difficult?
Yeah.
I figured so.
For stand-up, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And expensive and a long process. And, of course, I got hit with this pandemic.
So paperwork is piled up
Yeah.
for months, if not maybe a year.
And then once you do get in, like here's an example. So the Laugh Factory in Long Beach, I poked my head in there one night. So I'm booked to play the Laugh Factory in Hollywood on a show with Russell Peters and such on a Tuesday night the following week. And I only name drop because of what's about to happen. I go into the Long Beach Laugh Factory. And I go, hey, to the door guy. I go, hey, I'm a comic from Canada. I landed a day early. I just wanted to pop my head into the club, check things out. I came halfway through the show. So there's no, like, I'm trying to get a spot, nothing like that. I just want to see the club. It's a 500-seat, beautiful place, okay? And the guy's like, oh, yeah, who are you? What? What's that? I don't know, man. Normally you got to be on guest list to get in. And then he goes, oh, I'll ask the manager. Manager comes down. She goes, who are you, Brett? Yeah, from Canada. Well, you should be on guest list. This is like a Wednesday night or whatever. And there's like 30 people in the audience of a 500-seater. This is not a special show at all.
Yeah.
And I just go, oh, it's fine. I can see the stage from here. I got to look at the place. It's all good. I wasn't here for a spot. I just really just wanted to check it out. I'm from Canada. This is the epicenter of comedy. I just wanted to see what was going on, know? And I start leaving. She goes, okay, well, sure, you can come on in then. I go, okay, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
I sit down in the corner. I got a coffee. 5 minutes goes by. She walks up to me. She goes, how do you spell your name again? I go, Brett, Forte. She Googles me right in front of me. She pulls up my Instagram. She starts just going through the photos. This is back when the like count was shown, which is actually still in the States. That's only a Canada thing. The like.
It's a A/B split test right now. I'm going to get a techie on you here.
Oh.
So there's right now they did an A/B split test on it. So there's some of us, but if you use Instagram in a browser, you can see everything. Follow count, everything. All the numbers are there. Okay. And you might be able to see likes. I might not. Okay. And
I can't.
Yeah, right now they're really doing it in Canada. So like
good.
I think it's fucking great too because it's like fucking a lot of people up.
I'm there for the comments, man. That's how you know something's good. It's who cares about the fucking clicks.
I love me a good comment section. But
so she goes through and she's not even looking at the photos. She's going down. You can tell she's going to the like count and then scrolling to the next one, hitting one, going down to the like count, backs out. On the third photo, I see what she's doing. I go, are you looking for anything in particular? She goes, yeah, sorry. If you're going to want to stay for the show, you're going to have to be on guest list next time. I'm sorry.
Influencer LA, hey?
She didn't like my click count. So she sat there and went, you're going to have to leave.
How pathetic, hey?
I go, so I stand up. I go, are you walking me out right now? Am I getting kicked out? She goes, I'm not kicking you out. I go, well, you're walking me to the door right now because I don't have the clicks. Is that what's happening here? I'm not on the show. I just want to poke my head in here.
Yeah.
So this was like eye-opening. And I'm like, man, I literally... And then so she takes me to the front door and I'm just trying to be polite. I'm like, okay, so what's the email I email ahead of time? What's your email? She goes, info@laughfactory.com. I go, oh, you gave me the generic.
Oh, cool. Right on. I'm going to go into the junk mail.
Yeah.
Cool.
I go, fuck myself. So... But I use that as like, I remember walking away from that place and I looked back at it and I'm like, okay, not sure how long it'll take, but we're gonna sell this place out. I'm gonna headline this place and I'm gonna make a point of going up to her going, hey, is it okay if I stay to the end of the show?
Oh, I love that.
Do I need to be on? Oh, wait.
You're a petty guy?
I am the end of the show?
You're a petty guy?
No, don't take it as petty. Fuel for the fire.
Fuel for the fire.
I'm not
It's a
offended.
little pettiness. It's a little pettiness.
But used in the right area. You're harnessing it to go like, okay.
It's not like you're going out of your way to ruin hers. You're being like, fuck you. I told you I could do it.
Just as a way to benchmark your
where you're
progress.
at.
Like you did this, you used to be in a studio, you said in St. Albert. Okay.
This started all on a cell phone out in a field, basically.
That's what I mean. Like I want to get to the point where I can just, I do laugh about the story, but I want to laugh about it harder. Mm-hmm. And
you're a comic. You go for the bigger laugh.
I understand the business. I know you're here to bring people in if you have a following and stuff, which is to back up my point of you're going to be able to use that as a weapon to get into places. Mm-hmm. You're going to be able to leapfrog certain performers. But I love that you're disciplined enough to be like, no, I want to deserve it as well at the same time.
That was a big thing for me getting into it. Like the first show or whatever, open mic, I shouldn't call it a show, first open mic I did, I told 4 of my friends, that's it, 4 of them. I said, hey, it's happening. I finally wrote the material. If you guys want to watch, would be more than happy if you came. You're the only 4 that know that this is happening. Please don't tell anybody. Don't put it on social media. And come on down. So those 4 people came, they watched, and they're like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. And like, it kind of were there. Like, it was more of like, for me, it was that confidence in the back of my head. Like, oh, my friends are here. I'm not totally alone.
Yeah.
So it was that was the helpful part. But I never, like, 0% of me is thinking like I've talked about trying comedy on here, but I'm never going to tell people where I'm going, where I'm going to be. The only time I've done it is or on this particular night, like tonight, is there's a few of my friends out in St. Albert, and I put it on my personal Snapchat that has like nobody on it. Like I don't put that out there. So there's like, I think there's again 3-4 people coming, and I don't want to use that Instagram clout to go and.
Well, you're lucky this doesn't come out.
Yeah,
because you would have been packing the place.
Yeah. Like all 20 guys that are hammered drunk. But.
Yeah, and I think your crowd would they think they're helping the show, but they would just be yelling at you.
Yeah.
Like, everyone relax.
Yeah, you fucking liberal pussy.
It'll be like that kind of shit. I'd be getting heckled the whole
shirt,
time.
you fag. Like, whoa.
What?
Whoa.
I think we're all in agreement that cheetah print is in right now.
Yeah. What fucking MILF did you rip that off?
You fucking queer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just think like, taking the necessary steps, and like, I really respect the comedy community. Yeah. So I don't want to go in there with guns blazing and try and kick down doors that I should be fucking trying to open.
Yeah.
And I think that's almost like a slap in the face to people that are in the business, to have like a guy like me come in, and like older comics then see that, and they don't want to bring you on the road with them or something because maybe this fucking clown has.
I can't wait to work with you, man.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Hurry up and get the material, man. And I'd love to get her done. I realized in my head, like I mentioned that Russell Peters thing that had no point. I had to tell the girl at the door, I'm like, okay, what do I got to? I'm booked on your other club next week in Hollywood to perform. Like, I'm booked. Like, your management booked me. Like, this isn't just some random guy. I understand you have to set the bar and not allow every open micer and everyone to just hang out at the clubs next to Chris Rock. I get that. This is a different scenario. I'm booked on your other club. And when she kicked me out, I was honestly worried that she's going to call the other place and ruin my spot and take that spot away from me because of how that went. And luckily that didn't happen. And luckily that night I performed. T-Pain was in the audience. T-Pain, Upper Deck.
Nice.
Whole audience knew he was there. I even got the dedicated joke. I go, and that joke's for T-Pain. What a great moment in my life to be able to point at T-Pain in the crowd and be like, that one's for you, Mr. Pain, you know?
Oh, fuck
so, let's get you started and get you in those moments, man.
Yeah, I'm more than happy. I think like now the progression of life and where it's coming to, like this is the step. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like getting sober was like a clear indication of like I need to find something that isn't partying, and don't get me wrong, I love this ludicrous behavior that gentlemen do. It's my favorite thing on this planet, that people don't give a fuck and they'll jump through a flaming table. I love every ounce of it.
Yeah.
It is in my soul. It is me.
Continue to report it.
Yeah. I want to be almost like now I'm getting to the age where I want to watch it. I don't want to be in the act. I just want to watch. I want to watch that stuff. And then taking that comedy to stage rather than being this outrageous YouTuber that has to keep pushing the bar to get the views. And I don't want to turn into that person.
Dude, you're going to come onto the scene. You're going to have the following, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have this stripper girlfriend everyone's going to be jealous of. This is going to be great.
We were kind of talking about it there with my buddy. And
total hot shot. Oh, it's going to be good. Because I was the same way, man. I had a knack of just coming in and rubbing people the wrong way. And just cocky, whatever you want to call it. I'm not here to make friends. I never got into comedy to make friends. This isn't a place to hang out. I'm not trying to go to your barbecue on Sunday. I'm here to make a career for myself. We're all individual, like, tennis players, essentially. But we're all going for the number 1 ranked spot. You know? And I ain't doing doubles. Go fuck yourself, okay? This is the last time you saw Roger Federer doing doubles. He's like, oh, I got a match on Sunday for $3 million. Fuck you.
Yeah, nobody remembers The Rock and Stone Cold as a tag team partners.
Thank you.
Right. I'm picking up what you're putting down, brother.
So my first time doing the Comedy Store, for whatever reason, the Rick Bronson here, he wanted to film something for this thing he was doing. So he sent some cameras down. The Comedy Store is a vault as far as recording goes. Mm-hmm. Good luck getting in there. Good luck standing and watching a show. There's so many, like, it's tough.
Like, you're talking the one in LA?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, just there's so many little landmines you gotta deviate from around that place. It's you know, it's Fort Knox is what I'm trying to say. Okay. You also notice on YouTube, there's no footage of people performing at the Comedy Store. The Laugh Factory, yes. The store, no. There's no cameras allowed. Louis C.K. did a special there. A couple other guys. That's it.
Yeah.
You have to have express written consent from Eric, the owner of the Comedy Store. I got express written consent because of Rick Bronson. So here's my first set at the store, doing 5 minutes on the Canada Day show, July 1st.
Okay.
And I'm on a lineup with these other Canadian comedians who half of them don't even know who I am. Forget the Americans down there who don't know who I am. Half of the Canadians are like, who's this Brett Forte guy? And why is there a camera crew following him in to the fucking Comedy Store? Why do I have cameras behind me? Total cock move, okay?
Oh.
Mark DeBonis, really funny comedian. He's on the lineup with me. One of the few guys I'm actually friends with. He sees this camera being set up in the original room at the store. And he goes, like, this is how he talks. He goes, are you kidding me? Like, these are going to be filmed tonight? This is incredible. He goes up to the girl. He goes, hey, like, how do I get my set? You know? And apparently the girl answered as if she had been asked this question 15 times in the last minute. She goes, this is only for Brett Forte. So now every comic has gone up going like, do I get this footage? Like, this is going to make my career. The bonus in his head was like, this is crazy. Like, this is going to be the 5 minutes that propels my career. Like, this is going to get me booked across the country. Like, this is going to be incredible. Like I had no idea, like, what a deal this was. But, like, I'm, like, excited. And then she told me, like, it's only for Brett Forte. And I'm like, why? Like, what are you talking about? Like, he's been in comedy, like, 3 years. And I go on stage and I do a little turban joke. I'm using the microphone as a turban. The cord. I'm doing this act out. I survived. I didn't kill. It certainly wasn't worth the camera crew.
Right.
You know? So you know right there, whoever was on that lineup now has that view of that guy. Brett Forte, fuck that guy. He's not worth the glitz and the glam. Whatever people say about him, fuck that guy. And I totally understand it. And I'm just seeing some parallels of like, here it comes again.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Kind of.
Uncle Hack.
Like, I'll hop underneath that wing.
Yeah.
And fly with you.
Oh, it's a nice wing to be under. You'll get booked. You don't need to be liked by your fellow comedians. You just have to be liked by the bookers. So that's what I'll say.
Okay. That's good advice.
Yeah.
I've always wondered that too. I thought like coming in, it is a little more, obviously when you watch my shit on YouTube, you can see like, okay, maybe this guy's a little more conservative leaning. He's got a little more, which is not the case. Like, I'm not one of these crazy far right-wing guys that I've painted myself on the internet. So I thought for sure, obviously, when it comes to the arts, it's a little more left, I find. You know what I mean?
Now, yeah.
Yeah, like, especially right now in this climate. And I'm not trying to generalize or nothing like that, but this is me in my head before even going to any clubs. And I thought for sure I'm going to be like, if any of these guys have seen anything I've done, I'm already a lone wolf. So I just got to come in that mentality of being like, yeah, like you said, fuck these guys. No matter what, I'm doing comedy because I want to do comedy. I'm not there to make friends. Yeah. And I had to like battle that before even.
And you will make friends. You will make a couple guys and you'll get along with them. And then that's your crew that you run with.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of comedians that need it for the social support system. They didn't have any friends before.
Yeah.
They are fine with mediocrity and fine with just hanging out with each other and doing their safe rooms and saying you can't say these words on our show and that was misogynist. And they make rules and draw lines in the sand in a career in an art form where there should be no lines in the sand.
Which I find is fucked up.
Yeah.
You,
They're against each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like comedy is the last form of expression I think that we, especially guys like you that have like been doing this for some time, that your job is to push the line and show that some of this behavior and these fucking thoughts are ludicrous. You're insane.
Yeah.
You're crazy for thinking that. And to start drawing the line in the sand, I think is wrong. Obviously, there's some no-goes, like maybe some blatantly racist jokes. That's just...
More funny than shocking.
Yeah.
Again, it comes back to that.
Yeah.
Be blatantly racist if it's funny.
Yes. But if it's coming out and just being like, you know what I mean? Like the typical old white guy in a shop from fucking Leduc or whatever the fuck. Like, of it being like a hard R, that's the punchline. Not really, you know. Not my style. I don't like that.
Of course.
But if you can take a racial stereotype and make it fucking hilarious, again, like you said, make it more funny than shocking.
Yeah, and when you're afraid of the joke, like you can smell the fear on it, and then that's when it's not funny. It's just you got to throw it against the wall, man.
Yeah, it's. I'm really excited to like get more into it. Like I'm meeting some really cool people, and like I'm happy that the path of YouTube and all that is like opening a door of like being able to meet comics like yourself and other guys in the city that probably, if I just came on as like a fucking nobody and I'm trying to, it's like,
Well, I'm not here. You didn't open the door with me because you're YouTube.
no, but it
You just reached out on Instagram. I saw your stuff. I'm like, this guy's funny too. Let's sit down.
Yeah.
But you're right. It will open some doors.
it does open by having like this. I'm not saying like, oh, we're clout chasing or anything like that by any means. Like that to me
word
is it's
clout chasing. Another word, algorithm. Fuck that.
it's like the
Manifest.
moons, retrograde, Gatorade, rocks.
A bee-boo, a bee-boo.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Oh man, when as soon as a girl brings up anything to do with horoscopes,
What's your love language?
oh,
What love language are you?
now that
To me, I'm touch and quality time. I used to be a gifts person. But,
yes,
we're both red personalities. We're going to get along. We're both red types.
as soon as
I'm going to leave you on red. How about that?
as soon as I hear that shit,
Yeah.
I don't get angry or nothing like that. I want to like the stories that matter. I give try and pull it out of them. What else you got for me?
I used to be a real piece of shit when I was like 21 trying to pick up girls at the bar, and I studied the horoscope stuff so I could speak their language. Just to impress them. Straight up, just to impress them. I ran this one move 20 times, and it's 20 for 20.
I got to hear this.
I go, if a girl's wearing rings on her finger, I go, I point them out. I go, I like your rings. I go, weird question. Is there a reason why you picked those fingers or that finger to put the ring on? And then usually the girl will go like, well, it fits. I don't know. I just like it here. And I go, okay, well, I read this, like, I usually say something like, I read a Cosmo on the airplane. There was a Cosmo. You know, I didn't buy the Cosmo. I'm on an airplane.
It was there.
Babe, I fly. Look.
I'm an international man.
While traveling the globe, I happened to pick up a Cosmo, and I read an article that says that women, I can't even say this with a straight face, women subconsciously choose which finger to wear the ring on that best represents their personality, and you could just see their eyes light up. They go, oh my
yes.
God, me?
Got it.
My personality? I go, yeah, each ring is actually represented by a different Greek god or goddess. Greek? Goddess?
Two hot keywords.
So I still remember all this, okay? And it's also an excuse to like even like if you're first meeting a girl to grab her hand, right? And like point
Get the
things
touch.
out and get the touch in, right? It's very scientific, very methodical. So grab the hand, do whatever. But here's the facts of it. So here are the 5 fingers. The thumb is Poseidon, because he's off in the sea doing his own thing while the rest are in Mount Olympus. Okay, this is the outcast. If you wear it on your thumb, it means that you do not follow the herd. You are not a sheep. You're doing your own thing off on the side. Now that applies to fucking everyone. That's a horoscope. Everyone can say in their mind, yeah, I do things by myself. I don't follow the group, you know?
Yeah.
It's a compliment no matter what, okay? So that's Poseidon. Thumb, usually lesbians, but anyway. The index finger, okay? That's Zeus, the god of lightning and thunder. It's a very electric personality, okay? It's also the finger that dictates what you want and where you want it. I want that here, I want that there, get that out of my face, okay? It means you're in charge of your life and you dictate your path well.
Ooh.
Okay? Use these kind of words, right? You're in charge of your life. No one tells you what to do.
You're pushing her up.
Right?
Yeah.
'Cause I do.
I love a woman in charge.
I am in charge. And I go, and then the middle finger, okay? This is Dionysus. Most
Okay.
people have never heard of this one. Dionysus was the goddess of wine, beer, and partying. They had one of those. There's the danger cats of Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Okay? So,
One pull away from being the trifecta.
yes. And so if it's here, I go, it doesn't mean necessarily you're a partier or an alcoholic, okay? It just means you don't take life so seriously, and it's kind of a fuck you to the world. I'm doing my own thing. There's always a positive way to spin it, right? Just like, yeah, I do say fuck you to the world. I am doing my own thing.
Yeah. You go, Becky.
Right? And then the ring finger, okay, that is Aphrodite, the goddess of love. Now, if you wear it there, it doesn't mean you're in a relationship. It just means when it comes to romance, you're a glass half full kind of person. You're optimistic about romance, and that I even might be to your detriment, I would say. Like you might even put your heart on your sleeve a little too much. I do put my heart on my sleeve too much. I have been hurt, right? Might be to your detriment, but you know what? You can't change who you are, and you're glass half full when it comes to romance and, meeting new people, for example. Right. And and here's the real kicker on that one. Here's where the touch comes in, because the Egyptians found this. The reason why we wear the wedding ring on the left hand instead of the right hand is because they say there is a vein that goes uninterrupted from the left ring finger to your heart. It doesn't break up. And you can literally do that to the girl. You can hold her hand. And they say, because the Egyptians say that there's a line that goes all the way, and you can trace your hand right to the upper chest, right? And it's real nice, right? It's a nice moment between the two of you.
You get a
right?
tit feel.
And no, you're not grab her tit. But
you get a brush.
You kind of like, you get some trust with her because your hand is going here to her upper chest, right?
But you get a rub.
You get a rub. You get something going.
Yeah,
that's
not a
the
rope,
point.
but a brush.
Look, guys are doing high fives in the bar and thumb wars, you fucking loser. You're doing a thumb wrestle with the girl. She's 28. Like,
nobody wants
talk
to.
Cosmo, all right? So there's that. And then the last one was the pinky, which is Ares, the god of war.
Yeah.
And this one is, you'll see a lot of gangsters put it on their pinky finger, because that means family and friends over everything.
Yeah.
You're very protective over your crew.
Me versus everybody.
Yeah, it's my crew over myself even. And a woman loves to hear that too, because she's like, yeah, I do care about my friends, and family is important. So all these things, just like the liar every day in the Calgary Sun who comes up with like, today you need to focus on, it's all bullshit. It's all just to make you feel good. The fact that I memorized it means I wasn't necessarily just trying to pull the wool over their eyes. I actually found it kind of interesting. It was, I don't know, you kind of were interested in it too just now.
Yeah, you sucked me in.
I sucked you in. We're dating now. We're together.
Yeah. I did. You know what? I've always been knocking on the closet door. Just needed to open the door.
That cheetah print.
Yeah.
It's time. Yeah, so that was, I don't even know why we got into that story, but there's an example of just speaking the language. Horoscopes, I guess. Yeah, we're talking Mercury in retrograde.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, these love languages and these personality tests and stuff, they're going to be important to almost every woman you meet.
100%. If they're not fully engaged into it, I find that at least they entertain the idea. Always. There's always one of them that'd be like, oh, my friend talks about that. And then there it is. There's your door opener.
Yeah.
Go in the house, see what's going on in there.
I feel like me having that conversation with a woman is almost as surprising as like our waitress going, I'm a big Kurt Angle fan. And we look at her like,
Yeah.
holy shit. Like, huh? She's like, yeah, you remember when Stephanie married Triple H?
And she pulls out an event on us?
She straight up, she's like, do you know who I'm talking about? I'm like, yeah, I do. Go on. Like, this is awesome. I love this.
Or she used to pull any sort of sports history on us.
Yeah.
That's dude talk in horoscopes.
And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm putting in effort and saying, look, I'm going to learn your world. Come be a part of mine.
Oh,
Right?
fuck yeah.
Okay, we better call it quits.
Yeah, or else we'll sit here for hours.
Yeah, good hang.
Yeah, it was great. Again,
Give me that swipe up.
Yeah.
Get me that swipe up.
give them some clicks.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Oh, fuck. You got a pee too?
No.
Oh, man.